fighting fury, we're from Tigerland. In any weather you will see us with a grin, risking head and skin. If we're behind, then never mind, we'll fight and win, for we're from Tigerland. We never weak until the final siren's gone. Like the tiger of old, we're strong and we're bold, for we're from Tiger, yellow and black, we're from Tigerland. Fighting fury, we're from Tigerland. In any weather you will see us with a grin, risking head and skin. If we're behind, then never mind, we'll fight and win, for we're from Tigerland. We never weak until the final siren's gone. Like the tiger of old, we're strong and we're bold, for we're from Tiger, yellow and black, we're from Tigerland.
Hello there, my friends. How is everyone doing today? I hope everyone is having a wonderful day as always. So today we are back with another live stream, Richmond versus Hawthorn. This basically we won't read anyone being A for any or anything like that. But basically these both teams, if they win, they will still not be in the 8 because of what happened last week. They lost to GWS, which is their do or die crash to be in the finals. Now, basically, Richmond won't be in the finals. They will be out, so we'll see them next year. But the top 8 teams, which if you guys, for example, Melbourne, Western Bulldogs, Sydney Swans, all those teams will be definitely in the finals. The top 4, if they win the finals week 1, they'll be in the premium final. And then if they won the premium final match, they'll be in the grand final. But for people, for teams, for 5th to 8th, they will be basically playing with every single finals, I believe. So that's basically what's going to happen. So I want to make a couple of comments, basically regarding about footy or what happened yesterday. Yesterday, basically many people were having issues with YouTube, with streaming, uploading, all those other kinds of stuff. Typically with YouTube, you guys know what YouTube is, how to upload, stuff like that. Basically, they announced that they're going to be doing a trailer board for all the bugs, stuff like that. They started doing that in May this year. And it's actually pretty good though, because many people can report in the feedback section, and YouTube can see, there's like evidence, stuff like that. They'll have a look and see if there's any issues. So, for yesterday, YouTube has reported at least 15 issues that they have to fix. They fixed at least 4. So that will be at least 11 fixes that they still have to fix. 4 of them are already fixed and it's already resolved. But particularly though, there's a very severe issue where there's like a very big, huge bug where many people have been reported saying that whenever they stream and stuff like that and, put non-copyright music, YouTube's database system thinks it is copyright audio and video and basically detects it and says that to turn it off right away. That has been a very huge bug. Many people were having this problem, lots of people, and many people were arguing with YouTube yesterday. They haven't responded yet, but they said they are working on a fix. But that's why yesterday happened to me as well. So if the stream does do that again, you guys, if you're already on my stream yesterday and you saw what happened with the black and it says stream unavailable, it's a very big issue, a glitch, because I didn't breach anything. So they're currently fixing it right now. They said they're gonna be fixing it tomorrow, which is today, but now they pushed it back until next Tuesday, particularly getting it fixed. So we have a couple of options though. We're okay, so we'll be fine. If the stream does, if it does it again, do not worry because I have Discord. We know like because there's a screencast where I can screencast the footy, but people can't watch it on the stream. So if that basically happens, but I think we'll be okay. But particularly though for Richmond, they announced 2 players that they're going to be retired. We know that David Asprey will play his last AFL game against Hawthorn, which will start in about 3 minutes or so. And also Bachar Hui, who also is going to be retired. He will not play this week against Hawthorn because of he's basically injured still. But it's sad to see that both players are going and never coming back. But they might come back in the near future if they decide. But we'll have to wait and see. But it's still very sad news that both players are not going to be still be playing with Richmond because this is their last week. And also Clarkson as well. He will also play. He will also not be a Hawthorn coach. Unfortunately, that's also going to be very sad. And I know that there's going to be at least 2 AFL players for Hawthorn having their 150th match, stuff like that. So it's going to be very sad. But you know, it's actually very good news because just for me, but I know they're very good players, but it's actually very good news because I really love when Richmond decides, all right, what players can come in, see if they're you know, pretty good at playing and stuff like that, and it's adding like new young people to the Richmond side, stuff like that. So you know, but it's also going to be very sad for them, for both AFL players, for Richmond. We are not going to be in the Richmond AFL team, you know, because I think they have lots of stuff they have to go through, maybe with their work, blah blah blah. I don't know, but yeah, it's gonna be very sad. But can't wait to see what Richmond's plan will be for next year. Cannot wait, and particularly for Clarkson as well. He might be another coach for AFL team. I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, that's basically it. So hopefully all goes well. Let's get started. Again, if we have any other issues, I'll talk about it.
Predicated on this out of fantastic midfield. They're able to get into the forward line, then that elite forward pressure. Didn't necessarily have the biggest key forwards there.
I'm keeping an eye on YouTube's database system right now.
50, and that's what Hawthorn has, their game style has been very much over the last few weeks, and that's a big part of this.
AFL edits, stop spamming, bro. Yeah, if you can delete some comments.
Is enjoying this. This is an historic moment in the history of AFL football. Alistair Clarkson has had such a profound impact. Sean
the mods can answer that question, bro.
Has just
you have to buy a
game
and
what he's been able to do, representing not only his football
or any other AFL footy
and the Hawthorn Football Club, but Indigenous Australia.
And Bachar
Hui, who has done has played such a huge role in bridging Muslim Australia into the AFL and vice versa, and just one of the great personalities. And David Asprey, as we said, goes
again.
down,
I'm keeping an eye on
takes up his
YouTube's
normal
database
position,
system, so
walks over,
if it
shakes
detects
hands
it, then
with the captain of the Hawthorn Football Club.
I don't want this
and he'll
to
walk
be,
off the MCG today, a Richmond legend with 3 premiership medals hanging off his neck. This is what football's all about. Let's get straight into the action now. Mark Howard calling it on Fox Footy.
Yes,
Afternoon football from the MCG.
Both
Final
teams
round of the
will not be in
season.
the finals.
Away we go. A massive game for both these footy clubs. Mitchell has got a milestone of his own today. Almost got overshadowed. Wingard, early touch for Burgoyne. Gets a second one. Drives it forward as Burgoyne gets away from McAvoy. Asprey. So the names we've been talking about involved early. Burgoyne and Asprey. Dow comes in hard over the footy. And the Hawks pile on top. But a couple of early touches for Sean Burgoyne.
Great to see, wasn't it? Big Benny McAvoy, the skipper, let him down. That's Hawthorn. Their pressure around the football in the front half's been outstanding. Yeah, it was great. It was a silky-like disposal too. Straight down his captain's throat. He couldn't hold it, but you got to love the footy, don't you? They ball the ball up and away you go. Doesn't matter what's going on around us. We play great football, and this has been such a sell for so many people in the community watching the footy week in, week out, and we send our congratulations and thanks to Richard Gorder and Gillan McLaughlin and all the team at the AFL for keeping the football going. In the meantime, the ball goes over the line and out of bounds as we get into this round 23 final home and away game. 2 of the players there have been a big part of their pressure the last few weeks, Morrison and Nash.
Ball comes back into play. Real action early. Snapping back around the body was Martin. The Hawks inside 50. Looking to move the ball forward.
It's a bit blurry. It might be your
Mitchell.
internet connection, bro. My
Wingard
internet's
always
fine.
dangerous inside 50. Tigers have got the numbers, but Nash
Check your
with the centering ball right
resolution
to the
on
dangerous
YouTube.
position. Pushed away.
Not my
Mitch Lewis.
everything's fine
Boundary
from my
line
end.
wins out Jason Dunstall.
It's interesting playing the 3 tools up forward for the Hawks. It's something that's worked and it's got better as the year has gone on. So
You're
McAvoy
lagging.
starts as a key forward. He'll take the ruck work in the forward 50, and Segler is playing the key ruck role. He goes back, a kick behind play.
So the big men go at it. O'Meara tries to get the handball working.
not
It's picked up by Graham. Touch ball, says the umpire. So the bounce flicking around.
Tap
Ends
one
up with
if it's
Wingard
wagging on the stream. I'm not
forward
wagging.
50s, kick
The stream's
smothered.
not wagging.
Back out it comes.
My mic is fine.
And over the line out of bounds.
Check your
with another
internet
throw in.
connection. It's not my problem. It's your internet
Been a scrappy
connection.
old start after what looked to be a
Particularly,
great passage to
your
play
internet
start.
connection
A clearance, a
runs
hit
worse
to the lead.
resolution.
McAvoy
If it's
unable to
blurry
hold the
and
mark,
it's
but
your
since
end.
then, just a bit
If
of
I
an arm
discover
wrestle.
it's mind blowing, then I'll fix it. But again, it's not
McAvoy
blowing
and
for me.
Coleman Jones deep forward.
And I'm not wagging.
Now
because I
here's the
checked my
first
phone.
opportunity for the Hawks, and it goes the way of the skipper.
Now, see, that's the great advantage of having a true ruckman playing that key forward role. So he's going to draw some of these free kicks as well, given the knowledge that he has and the fact that he's been a #1 ruckman for so long. You could see the jumper was grabbed just high on the chest from Coleman Jones, so hard to argue that one.
12 goals for the season for the skipper in 21 matches before today. For the opening goal of the afternoon in perfect sunshine at the MCG. Normally does that pretty well, but this time gets away from him.
I wonder if it's going to be that sort of day, Ed, because he's as good a set shot for a big man as you see normally. He does it very well.
This has been a strength of the Hawks over the last 4 weeks, is that ability to lock it in their forward half. So time in forward half's been massive. So big task for Richmond to exit.
Yeah, it's a good call, Diggo, because they don't just create turnovers, they score from them.
Richmond.
So lucky for the Tigers there. Jaden Short, who's normally such a great kick, didn't quite get onto that one in the meantime, though. We end up with Tom Lynch on half-forward flank. Revolt is the man. He's got the sit, and he's almost dragged in the mark. Hits the ground. Bolton gets the handball across. Pickett around the body. The first foray into the forward 50 for the Tigers results in a behind.
It was a perfect condition. We're seeing a few little nerves early. Let's hope that the skills pick up. We should have had probably a couple of goals kicked already.
Burgoyne draws to the outer side. Hits O'Brien perfectly 60 metres away. On half-back for the Hawks. A couple of missed opportunities. Goes inboard to Mitchell. Game 150. As we said, his milestone's almost been overlooked. The Brownlow medalist. Comes back and across to Hardwick. Now Shields takes a strong mark. The Hawks still working across half-back. The 1-2. Down the line with a low slider is good. And it's in the hands of Kosicki.
So a fine for the Hawks this year, Kazitsky. Have you seen his year, Jason?
I like the way he develops it. He's different to a Mitch Lewis, who's more a bullocking, big, tall, whereas Kazitsky leads. He's got good leg speed and finishes pretty well.
So it's been kicked back and forth between half-back and half-forward at the moment, and Frost goes back and takes the mark for the Hawks.
Yeah, this guy's been in terrific form. Frost, intercept marking.
Umpire calls him on. Up towards the half-forward flank it goes again. Segler applies the tackle. Ball flicks out the back for Short, who's grabbed, didn't quite have the ball. Umpire called play on. Good call by the umpire. O'Meara searching for the ball. Short in there as well. It's scrappy old football. To centre wing again. Revolt was going to go for it. In the end, Frost went himself, crunched his teammate, picks up the ball around the body, and they're a chance to go forward this time through Shields.
Looked in board, Liam Shields. Nothing on offer. The players down the line. They head that way now towards Lewis. Spoiled away from him by the debutant for Richmond. Good luck to Benny Miller. Sends the ball down the line effectively.
Good mark.
And hits Castagna. Low punching ball is good to Baker. Tigers have got men forward of the footy. Lynch is deep. They go in that direction now. O'Brien comes back with a flight, but Lynch is a bit too strong. And marks 30 out directly in front.
Yeah, it's a good build up there by Richmond. How often have we seen that
So
over the last
Trent
4 or 5
Cotchin,
years? The
Ken
way they
Lambert,
attack Richmond, they love to
Trent
attack
Cotchin,
along that
Shane
wing,
Edwards,
wing
Ken
line or the
Lambert,
line of
Toby
the centre
McCann,
square.
Ken
They get the
Curvis,
ball
and
back into
Dion
Liam Baker,
Prestia all
and then
out
finds
because of an
Lynch
injury.
over
We'll
the
see
top.
them next year.
Missed rounds 11 through 15 with a knee injury. 32 goals for the season for Big Tom, directly in front, and the Tigers kick
very
the
good
opening
kick.
goal at the MCG.
It's all about that transferring the ball from one end to the other. It was Castagna who got the ball on the wing, and he was the one that found that 45-degree kick back towards the edge of the corridor that finds Liam Baker. And then you can see Tom Lynch running back. He gets beyond that last line of defence. Baker able to wheel and go, get the quick long kick, and Lynch marking the ball before the defence was able to get back and score. That kick right there opened the play up.
I love how quick Baker went, because Howe's done a terrific job as that defensive or intercept marking wingman who gets back to help his defence, but Baker identified he had to go quick, and it was just quick enough to get it over the top to Lynch.
Here's Baker again with his exquisite skills.
Have a look at the Richmond.
So apparently,
centre
I
square
looked at
squad.
the AFL
Big change.
news.
Yeah, you got a couple of young
And
blokes in there. Dow,
I don't really get this
Martin,
though. I'll show you guys in quarter
Collier
time.
Dawkins. No Cochin, no Prestia, no Dustin Martin.
And no Nankervis. It's Coleman Jones who does the ruck work for the Richmond side. Rioli gets it out. That's that man there. He shins it forward. It might come off Chase. Wasn't the
tumble punt.
wasn't the Rolls-Royce delivery you would have liked in the day. Comes out now to Revolt. And Hawthorn through Phillips. Just little chip kick is a beauty.
Richmond's
Harry Morrison gets the
pressure
ball.
has been very good
And
so far.
Boston told to move backwards, back to Phillips. So Tommy Phillips has had a great debut season with the Hawks, played every game this year. Up towards the wing position, looking for his skipper, got his arm chopped, umpire didn't see it. Morrison flicks it out to Walpole. Further handball, back to Mitchell. Morrison again, couldn't quite grab it. So it's the Tigers who get away. Martin's kick up towards half forward. Revolt has kicked it over the head of his teammate on that occasion, and he gets a burst from Bolton for good measure.
Yeah, deservedly so. They had a 2-on-1, and he picked out the one Hawthorn player in the middle.
Hardigan goes the switch, doesn't really pull off the kick, and it gets away across the line. And Wingard's saying, what's going on?
We don't need the runner out there today. The teammates are giving it to each other.
You'll hear everything too.
4 early disposals for Morrison and 4 for Ross for the Tigers. Segler and Lynch. Segler grabs it out of the ruck, gives it to Howe, finds a little bit of space. Nash just wobbles the ball forward. Luckily falls to O'Brien. He does a similar style kick forward to McAvoy. Here's an opportunity for the Hawks, who need to stop and prop. There's no one forward of the footy for the Hawks. Now they stream down, Jace.
Asprey was the one that had folded back. He was the loose defender.
Burgoyne takes it in front of Baker, gives it to Phillips. Little kick forward towards Brockman. Gets to his feet. Asprey, as he so often does, helps out in the contest. Back to Ross. Asprey. And now the Tigers through Grimes.
So Grimes runs it up. Nice little handball over the top. Good play from Rioli. Pressure.
They were good last year, yeah, but this is why they weren't very good, is because of
Bolton's kick to centre half forward is a good one. It needed to be after the spray. He gave his team.
There was
Parker's
Dustin
kick
Martin.
Is up towards full forward. Off the hands
There has
of
been a lot of
Castagne's there.
issues with
Lynch
COVID.
over the top. They're fighting amongst themselves. Castagna just gets the flick handball out.
And I heard there's a protest going on. I'll make a couple of comments at half time.
Centimetre perfect as
And what I'm
Dennis
going
would
to say right now is completely selfish.
Nicely worked
And
by
I'll
Frost
explain
with a bit of
about that
fortune.
in half
Warple
time.
takes the short
Right now,
option to
and
Morrison, getting plenty of the footy early.
Forward's a bit
Seeing
slow to
the news right
reset
now.
here, so they've had to
So Reece
hold it up
Wallace,
the Hawks. So
Reece.
they've got a spare back here with Asprey at the moment.
Ben Dixon, Jason Dunstall, John
Thousands
O'Brien,
of
Eddie
people
Maguire.
playing them
Saturday
off.
afternoon football from the MCG in the hands of Mitchell on the outer wing. Morrison again. It's a good ball forward to McAvoy. The skipper with an early shot. Inside 50, coming back with the flight, getting into a little hole. It was Hanrahan. Opportunity for the Hawks. Snap around the body. And that is a finish and a half. Hawks now with their first.
Yeah, it's great effort there. They don't tend to be that efficient, Hawthorn, when they do go inside 50. They like to lock it in, get it in there plenty of times, put a huge amount of pressure on. But this was actually a good build-up, and they have moved the ball well today so far in the game from half back. Thought their way through it. Good effort and a great finish here by Hanrahan.
Morrison kick important, so even though it took McAvoy wide, it avoided Asprey, who was the loose defender that had folded back. So they've got to separate the Tigers' defence and make sure at the very least they're kicking to a one-on-one. In the end, if you can get McAvoy in a bit of space, he's going to mark most of those balls going forward, and that is a great finish, a really good finish from Hanrahan.
Beautiful play by Hanrahan. Around the body it goes. Harry Morrison at 100% with his 6 disposals so far. 11 and a half minutes into this opening term, and 11:25 left on the clock. So halfway through the term, away we go. And McAvoy's put himself into the ruck, and Chol goes with him with the Tigers. Good play by Collier Dawkins towards the half-forward flank position. Almost a mark to Scrimshaw. He goes a second time. And the umpire has a good look and will bounce.
Exciting for Tigers fans to see all these young players, all these first-year players out there as they make that transition from the team that's delivered them premierships. Now we're looking at the next generation of Tigers coming through.
We heard from Damien Hardwick earlier on Fox Footy saying how they've got to the end of the year and they're really tired.
Yep.
The last 4 years have caught up.
Yeah.
The positive has been, though, Ed, they've been able to get a lot of games into younger fellas this year through injury. They've got draft picks this year, so they'll have an opportunity to bounce back pretty hard next year. And you're right, missing finals probably be the best thing for them in terms of freshening up their senior players that have gone deep into September over the last few seasons. It's taken a toll.
Asprey short to Grimes.
Just see the Hawks setting up defensively in the corridor, so not the easy switch that the Tigers would normally get. So trying to keep them nice and skinny here and then get that turnover.
Yeah, Tigers have been doing the same thing to Hawthorn too, Dicko, stopping them from changing direction.
Grimes gets a bit of run after the ball from Martin. 1-2 was short. Now they spread it out wide to the hard-running McIntosh. Sends a hopeful ball forward. Pickett gave a shove.
Oh.
And he's got away with it.
2 hands in the middle of the back.
It's back. We got rid of it for 2 weeks.
Marlon Pickett, incredibly, the well-told story of a flag in his first game. The second flag in his 20th game.
Yo, chill, spam.
Debuted in front of 100,000 people. And now in front of 0, he lines up from 50, wobbles the ball forward, floats across the pack, stays in play. Danger for the Hawks. Stepping is Bolton. Frost arrives on the scene. And now Scrimshaw, the virtual lookalike.
All right, this is a warning to people who spam, all right? So, for
player,
people who
he?
spam
Couldn't kick
and,
that one at all with no one
you
watching.
know, spam in the chat, there won't be any warnings. You'll just
So
get a
Mitchell
timeout,
does
all
what
right?
Mitchell does, accumulates the ball.
This
And
is
the
just
Hawks
a warning.
on half-back
Continue
flank.
spamming,
Now,
once will time you out.
lovely kick. That is beautiful. That's how you open up the play. Great stuff. Shields, the old 1-2, going nicely. Hanrahan's handball over the top. Asprey got pushed off the ball by O'Meara. It was good football. Good tackle, hard tackle there by Jack Ross, who has been prolific this afternoon. He's got 6 disposals, also going at 100% for the Richmond Football Club. And you can add a tackle to that as well.
14 games for the year for Ross before today, 7 as the sub. McIntosh gets Warple. So a goal for Lynch, a goal for Hanrahan. Asprey. McIntosh wants it back in the 1-2. He ignores that option. Uses Ross again. Up to disposal 7 for Ross. The Tigers really patient with their ball movement.
Well, this is the structure that both teams are doing defensively, making it very difficult for fast-flowing football.
Revolt, the big fly from behind from Short's long bomb. Out to Bramble. Howe. And the mark is taken out there by Hanrahan.
This is, ironically, this is the game style that's driven Damien Hardwick mad all year. You look at the uncontested marks, 19-14 at this stage of the game.
It has, Brownie. And one thing Richmond did 2 years ago, which has dropped off a little bit this year, is just to cut their way through with their handball game. So haven't been able to generate it as best this year.
Asprey's playing like a first-year player at the moment. He's up to 6 disposals. Just one off a game high for the Tigers, so he's having a great first quarter in his final game of football. Pickett. Ross. Little chip inside again. Has got the hallmarks of a round 23 game of 2 teams not playing in the finals, doesn't it? Just at the moment, they have the fence to stop them going wider out in the car park.
They throw caution the win here. Caution the win, but from the overhead view here, you see Hawthorn are set up really well. Obviously, Richmond have been able to do the same when Hawthorn have the football, so difficult for teams to get through at the moment.
A couple of coaches that know each other pretty well too, so I think they understand what each other's trying to do with the ball.
McIntosh with a high ball towards the attacking 50. Frost just floats across, as he so often does. Takes a confident mark. Wants the inboard option. Sets a task to Mitchell. He's up to it.
A bit like one of those later pre-season practice matches where you play against each other.
No one wants to get hurt.
Well, the other thing is, you know what the other team's trying to do.
Mitchell back and across. Bramble. It's been a good find for the Hawks. Into O'Brien. Playing off half-back at the moment is Tim. Drops it down to a contest. Kazitsky's there. Asprey, as Ed said, started brilliantly. Chol caught in a tackle. He's not going anywhere.
So right on the forward 50 for the Hawks. Chol knocks it down. O'Meara trying to grab it. Ross in hard again, showing his coach, stop making me the sub all year and I'll get you some possessions early in a game. And setting the tone for next year. So right under Jack Ross, 20 years of age. Just the couple of games this year. A couple of goals this year in his games, rather. So from the fence of 50, the Tigers bring it out to the members' wing, and that's a good strong mark. So Coleman Jones takes the mark.
Marked by Coleman.
And that should just about be 50 now. He's been told to go forward.
He got away with tapping the ball away at the beginning, and then he butted up. A lot of movement.
Well, play on. Voston's dropped it. He was away before he got the ball, but he's done well using his body and his nous and gets the handball out. Good stuff. So the Tigers can now go through Sydney Stack. It's opened up now in the middle of the ground, and away go Richmond.
Chol inside 50 is the target. They hit him. Scrimshaw arrives too late. Got the stripe through his hair. Bit of showtime. Chol in a game that probably needs a little bit at the moment, to be frank. Now he's going back. Got the distance, Brownie.
Torp.
That's the type of showtime we might need.
Kick it, Torp.
Wow, that I'd like to see.
What he doesn't want to do is land it right on the goal line, though. If you can't get there, it's better off being 10 or 15 out in the corridor.
6th season, 6 goals for this season. Unloads, hooks it going for the extra length.
Jeez, he had the distance covered.
Whew. And Richmond lead by that solitary point.
So that's what Hardwick has in front of him. threads the needle beautifully in the end. It was a beautiful kick. Howe took the mark, got it across to Mitchell, and suddenly Hawthorn at half forward in the blink of an eye. Walpole takes the mark, looks up.
When they go off half back, Hawthorn look good at the moment.
Inside 50 of the kick, but the intercept mark almost taken, yes, paid by Grimes. Caught one high maybe.
Yeah, that's still spamming, bro. If you want to send a message, send it in like one whole sentence.
Grimes?
Not like many other messages that you send. Alright?
A little bit more time to tend the grapes this year. Collier Dawkins has the ball. So stop-start play at the moment as the ball comes up to centre wing position. Pickett flies from the side. That's exciting football, and he bursts away. Gets the handball working to Coleman Jones. Over the top he goes. Rewald just sits and waits and blocks the ball with his body. Gets it over to Baker. Baker over the top to Rewald. Rewald to the goal square. Get out of my way, says Castagna, and there's a goal. And a major to the Tigers. Well worked, well played.
Yeah, it's a great example of Richmond's forward handballing game, which Ben Dixon spoke about a few moments ago.
Just watch the match, stop being a 5-year-old.
Over the last few years, that time they just rolled the dice. They took the half chance. It's probably not so much that one. It's this handball.
More like you being a 5-year-old
the dice,
bitch.
gets it out in front of Jack Rewald. They just continue going, and that's how they've been able to overwhelm teams. We just haven't seen enough of that this season. Certainly not consistently. Great example. That's what they'll be looking for today.
It's the run and carry that has been able to exploit Hawthorn's zone defence. I reckon that was one handball too many, though, from Jack Rewald. He probably should have snapped the goal, and in the end, I think he would have been a very relieved man that they were able to fashion a goal out of that, because there was an opportunity with a high floating hand pass for that to be spoiled. Could have gone anywhere.
Brigade for Richmond going well. Collier Dawkins with 8 alongside Ross. And then the old stages, Grimes and Asprey, 7 apiece. Tigers take the lead with that goal. Segler tries to thread one to O'Meara. He gets Bramble in a bit of space. Now some run for the Hawks. Takes an immediate bounce. Archers his back. Takes on Rioli, who gets him. He just got boot to ball. Stack arrives, trying to impact the contest. The Hawks don't quite have the numbers there. It spills out wide to McIntosh. Off half-back for the Tigers. Sliding ball to the outer wing is really nice.
Castagna goes back for his own ball, gets it across to Rioli. Rioli looks up, bombs it up, looking for Lynch. Revolt from behind, they both hit the deck. Have a look at this. Baker, front and square. Chol, over the top he can go, or go back and take the shot. And that's what he's going to do. Good play in the end. They closed down on him. Took it deep pressure to line up from 20 metres out.
Not happy the Hawthorn coach, the way the defence is breaking down. They're getting the kick over the line of defence and then getting a couple out the back. I mean, they nearly walked another goal in there, so it's breaking down.
So Baker has been sensational in setting up the shots at goal for the Tigers. We know Charles got the distance because he caressed it through from 55 for a behind. This time it just needs the accuracy. He comes in and puts it right through the middle. Good goal. The Tigers have their third.
One of the things that led to that opportunity was, go back a little bit before that play, Lockie Bramble streaming through the middle, heading forward. Not one of the Hawthorn forwards actually led up at him or presented. They were running around in circles, folding back to goal, opponents right next to them. He was desperate for an option. That's why he kept running, and that's why he ended up ultimately kicking under pressure, because not one option presented itself. Then you quickly create the turnover, the rebound, and when they've been able to run and carry, they've done it very, very well, Richmond, getting out the back of Hawthorn's defence.
It's interesting point, Jace, you make that the Hawthorn players have certainly the forwards to be drilled to get back inside 50 as quick as you can to equalise, but you still have to read what's going on up the field. If the kicker needs an option, you need to come back at them as a forward.
Too predictable when everyone just turns and runs back towards goal.
Yeah.
Last 2 goals of the affair, the way of the Tigers through Castagna and Chol. Segler and the debutant, Benny Miller, 7 games in the VFL this year. Punched forward by Dow. And as far as Bramble. Hits Morrison with a low footy on the wing. Goes back on the 1-2. They got something forward the ball, the Hawks. Driving towards Brockman. Sneaks it out the back. Brockman goes off the ground. It might get the bounce. I think it does.
Good shot.
Exciting young
I'm going to give
play
credit
for
to
the
that.
Hawks. And they get their second.
Yeah, handy goal, that one. I thought they might have gone for the wrong option there. You just see the leading players. They could have gone here for McAvoy, that short, lower the eyes, but decides to go to a one-on-one contest. Roll the dice against Floston, one of the best intercept markers. But at least you're going to a one-on-one situation ahead of the ball, or certainly equal numbers. They'll be utilise the 6-6-6 rule, get there as quick as possible. Great finish.
But that was the right opportunity to lead back. So he had separation from his opponent. If it was a better kick, he probably marks the ball uncontested. It just didn't quite carry Floston, but at least he created some separation from the opponent, and then he was able to make something out of nothing.
Game's broken out in the last few minutes, boys.
Yeah. Good goal, that one. Well played to
What do you
Tyler
mean,
Brockman.
Topwa?
Kicks his 8th career goal in his 10 matches this year. So with 1:20 on the clock, the Hawks get back within 7 points. Now the Tigers off the half-back line.
The young Richmond midfield's holding up well.
And they're rotating them through too, the young fellas. Give them a look at the centre bounce.
Well, they're lucky to have 30 or 40 games between them, the centre bounce squad at the moment. But they're winning the clearances.
Coleman Jones.
It's been a big problem for Richmond this season, especially the last few weeks, Eddie's. They just haven't been able to win a clearance.
The big fella in game number 9, Segler. In game number 101, gives it across to his teammate in Wingard. Now they've got it at half-forward flank. Henry had Walpole's kick is up towards the full forward position. Good battle between these two players. Some assistance coming in for the Tigers at the last minute. Graham in the back pocket. Flicks over the top. Danger, 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 but Stack was up for it for a moment, but he's turned the ball over and the kick is offline and through for a behind. So Howe gets a left
30
foot
seconds
shot
to
and it's a
go.
goal the difference.
Tigers don't mess around. Directly from full back, Asprey. The way he's going, the coach might try and talk him into another season. And plenty of the ball. Segler's the hope down the line for the Hawthorn spoil and gets it. David Asprey, 8 disposals in the first quarter, Jason.
Yeah, I hope he has a belter, and then you start thinking, well, why isn't he playing on? But I think it's a matter of the injury toll over the years has just caught up with him, unfortunately, because he's... You know what I like about David Asprey is everyone used to talk about Alex Rance.
Okay.
Nick Floston. He's the one that never got mentioned.
Yeah.
But he was the one that did a great job
say the name
every
next
week,
time.
played that key position role, and
So I
let
know
the
who
others
you're talking
flourish
about.
around him.
I think the other stat
You're
is he
saying,
goes
like,
in after this game
not without the
for
name that I get
surgery number
confused.
15.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I
Pay your price
apologise.
for your 3 premierships.
Did he want to... Sorry.
That is quarter time here at the MCG. Bit slow to get going, but it started to roll in the last 15 minutes. Burgoyne and Asprey had plenty of the footy early. It is the Tigers leading by 1 straight goal here at the MCG.
Okay. So that's quarter time. I need to check something because I don't know why my second monitor is flickering, but it's not affecting the stream. Hold on. Okay. Alright, let's go to Chrome here. Wait, who was the guy who was spamming? KB unboxing, yeah. He was spamming because he was typing like every single message. I just told him to like write it as a sentence. Here, KB unboxing. Yeah, this is for example. Alright, hold on. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, I'll make my opinion about that in halftime. Right now, I'm gonna say that it is completely selfish. This people are not wearing masks. I'll basically talk about this in halftime. But you guys heard what the police commissioner said. Many people told the protesters to go home before they get you know, whooped by the police. But I'll make my opinion halftime. I think I'm gonna say it's just like people still not following the rules. There's like 70 infringements last night, so that's just crazy. Apparently, though, people going to party, like there was a call at 2:30 in the morning where some guy was hosting a party. There were, you know, there was people coming out of the house, and when the police saw people, there was like two or three people that were naked. So you know, they were like in the pool. It's not like an actual swimming pool. You know, and then they were doing like playing music, stuff like that, and then they issued infringements. Where I live in Melbourne, I was next to Southland. I was at Southland. I wasn't at Southland yesterday, but my friend was. He witnessed the you know, accident. A police officer, a protected police officer, was basically giving an infringement for not following the rules. And apparently some guy, he didn't like go in trouble, should have minded his own business and walked past the police officer, went towards the police officer and punched him in the face. So he, you know, got tackled to the ground. He got, you know, got on handcuffs. He got infringement, and he got taken to the police station. Just disgusting. Could have minded his own business and walked past the police officer. I don't know why he did that. But again, we're not too far off towards September 2nd. But still, like, for my opinion, during this lockdown, this will help my channel a lot. Because, like, usually when I upload videos, I don't do it much often when I'm at school. But during lockdown and stuff like that, I can just, like, record videos at home. And do, like, other stuff, which will help me. My channel. But many other people who don't like lockdown, I gotta expect your opinion. And our childcare centers, you know, they're having restrictions too.
Get back, but at least he created some separation from his opponent, and then he was able to keep his feet and stay in the contest.
I'm watching the finals. You have KO.
I think Richmond probably moved the ball a little bit better.
You have to use KO or Foxtel or other kind of
in the Hawthorn coaches box with Alistair Clarkson.
Let's go down to Ben Dixon. Yeah, Clark.
By the way,
Diego,
your stream might likely get
and he's still playing for Sheep Station.
It's pretty incredible, isn't it, Ed?
Because AFL made a blog post
you
saying
miss 100% of the shots you don't take to learn something. Marginal gain. You leave Hawthorn in a better spot, and look at him now in his 390th, just passionate, wants to get the job done. Don't worry, Ed, I felt the wrath of that one in the coach's box in 2008 when Dewey kicked one in the third. I went, we're home. He turned around, he said, if we lose, this is on you. And I never lived it down. But he's got passion, he's got everything. And who knows, coaching beyond Hawthorn, well, I think it's a real thing.
I'm going to mute my mic this match, this quarter. So enjoy.
In the Richmond centre square squad today. Collier Dawkins with 3 centre bounce clearances so far. Jack Ross, the most experienced Richmond midfielder, attending a centre bounce today with 28
See you guys at
games.
halftime.
It's amazing, isn't it, considering they won a grand final last year.
Can they come back again quickly?
Oh, look at the chat as well, guys.
I think there's some really good players there.
See you guys halftime.
A few back from injury, and they'll recruit some good youngsters again, so they're well placed.
Nice step from Wingard. Segler in hope more than anything. Walker gets the hands up to O'Meara. The Hawthorn big guns working hard in the middle. Asprey gets rid of McAvoy, and he'll get a free kick for copping one high.
It's a clear strategy playing the younger fellas in the centre square today, because they have got Bolton, they have got Graham, but they haven't attended centre bounces yet. So clearly Dimmer's wanting to give the youngsters a go.
Here they go, running with hands again.
Sure. Well, Rioli, underground to Ross. Clever. Oh, good tackle. Wingard took the footy and sent it back the other way in a hurry. Warple. Now a chance for the Hawks. Nash finds O'Meara. Looping handball out to Morrison. Back to Wingard. From 45. Want someone to come at him. They don't. So in the end, he drops it all the way to no man's land.
That's a ludicrous kick. I understand he wanted to be unselfish. He said, someone come at me. But at the end, he just chipped it towards goal, and he didn't even make the distance from 35, which is bizarre. It was a great tackle to force the spill. It just got, he had to make a decision at the end to go himself.
It would have been one of the great highlight packages from the tackle on centre wing to the goal. Just didn't kick through it in the end, as Jason explained beautifully for us. That's 50. That is 50 all day.
It's been an issue for the Tigers for a while now. They're ill-disciplined, giving away free kicks and 50-metre penalties.
They're just not used to getting beaten at defence, Brownie. They get a bit cranky when things don't go their way.
And Connor Nash, the Irishman.
They're reinventing him as a midfielder, Ed. So he's played in centre bounces, he's played up on the wing.
So that hurts there. That's a fair bit of whiplash there, because he had actually relaxed. It was that late.
Yeah.
He'd actually
deserved 50 metres, Ed.
Oh, yeah, at least.
Well, I'll tell you what, you really don't want to do something silly in the last game and find yourself not able to start round 1 next year.
Yep. Yeah, that was extremely late from Nick Floston there. And as a result, though, Connor Nash will come in and kick his second goal of the season from point-blank range from County Meath. The Irishman puts it through, shakes the fist, and the Hawks get their third goal.
Been really impressive with his role change, Jace. Going into the midfield more. He applies a huge amount of pressure. I think that's the, like you said, I think his biggest strength is that pressure he does apply. He's not the most skillful player yet.
Good kick from Frost, wasn't it? You know what I like about Sam Frost is he'll have a crack.
Yeah.
He'll make some mistakes. I think he's a terrific one-on-one defender. He's been great for the Hawthorn back six, but he's prepared to attack, and he will actually try and bite something off. Now, it doesn't always work, and at times it's been punished, but he can also open the game up the way he takes it on.
Hawks have kicked the last 2 to square it up at the MCG. Ross with 10, Asprey 9, Short with 9 for the Hawks, O'Meara 10, Wingard 8, and Morrison 8. Tigers by 6 at quarter time. Back square. Perfect sunshine at the MCG. Warm day in Melbourne this time of year. Spring getting ready. O'Meara, another inside 50 ball for the Hawks. McAvoy this time, he's not pushed off the footy. Hanrahan centering ball. Kazitsky, Grimes coming at is Mitch Lewis. Loston. Clever hands to Ross. Coleman Jones worried off the ball by Segler. Here's Wingard. Tries to step, ducks the head. Grimes comes back the other way, just punts it straight off the ground. The Tigers are under pressure defensively at the moment. Morrison applies a tackle, spills out. O'Meara, hurried snap out of the pack. It won't register a goal. In the end, it's behind.
So Vloston's whack on Nash seems to have sparked things a little bit now. Both teams starting to really hit in at the ball, which is what we want to see in this last game of footy. So Caden Mashon to Campbell McIntosh, who knows only one way to play footy, and that is flat out hard. Goes to Lynch, who takes the big mark. So big Tom Lynch. Beautiful kick. And this man Baker has been so dangerous from around this zone. 60 metres out, his kicking is beautiful. Not much on, so he has to thump it to the top of the square. Here's Revolt, sets himself. Jack goes in the pack, but he's a long way off, and Big Segler put the arms up and took the mark.
Immediately released Phillips by hand. Did the same thing to Scrimshaw off half-back for the Hawks. Left foot ball towards Miller in his first game. Asprey yet another possession. Looks for Parker. Got it by hand very slickly to Graham in the end. Bangs it all the way forward. Here's Lynch from the back of the pack.
Free.
It is a free kick indeed. It was a block supplied by Kyle Hardigan.
You can understand what the player wants to do, and that is protect the back of his teammate. He doesn't want his opponent to run and jump into the back of his teammate. But if you take your eye off it and you block his run, you're better off pretending to fly for the mark in front of him and block him that way.
Kick a goal last week for only the second time of the season. And Lynch hits the post directly in front.
So just hit the instep there. Almost try to kick through it too much.
He kicked the opening goal of the game. And Jason, I down on the ground before the match. He was slotting on the from 55, just nice and easily. In the meantime, he misses one from directly in front. Okay, the Tigers got the ball again and ready to launch for a moment because Shields did well with the block. The smother. Segler. Mitchell up the line. And guess who?
He's got his own footy head.
David Asprey.
Possession number 11 coming up.
He should have been on Media Street every week during his career. He's inspired himself.
Only Jager O'Meara with 12 has had more touches out on the ground.
Short, Grimes, centre wing.
Again.
Oh, they're waxing.
He's running at 100%, David Asprey, with his kicking efficiency. And that's a good one too. Bolton goes up, off the hands of the pack. Picked up by Mitchell, and O'Meara's got it for the Hawks.
Little slider to Nash. He's got men forward to the footy ones. Brockman, he stops and props and waits for the big boys to hit inside 50. Goes in that direction now to McAvoy. Boston does well to spoil the bigger man. Morrison loops a hand pass. Mitchell, nice step inboard. Now Hanrahan centering ball. This is the dangerous one. There's Asprey again. Brockman does well by body. Phillips wobbles the ball forward, right through the middle. 3 in a row for the Hawks now. David Roden with that smile on his face.
It's a great run by Tommy Mitchell. He works hard across the field, so worked hard in the forward half. He's had a good few weeks, Tommy Mitchell, so he identified he was going to go forward. He read the play well. He worked hard to get to that contest. You see him just following up the ball. They're getting more numbers to each contest, I feel, at Hawthorn. Their work rate and energy across the field has been outstanding. The scrounge the goal out. Again, on the back of good forward pressure.
And again, we see the benefit of playing McAvoy as that key forward. So you kick to him in a one-on-one. He almost takes the mark. He doesn't. But what he doesn't do is get out-marked. There's no intercept marks around him. He creates a ground ball. And this is where the Hawks have thrived all year. They've been one of the best in forward half pressure and then converting those ground balls into scores. And they did it again there. Great goal by Tommy Phillips. The left footer positioned himself in position 1A and did it beautifully. And that man on the screen there, David Asprey, he's up to a game-high 12 disposals for Richmond in his final game of football. His record is 23, so we're going to get him home, I reckon, today if things keep going the way they are. Mitchell with the don't argue. Should have been penalised. Castagna now gets it inside 50, finding some room and bends it back around the body. Bolton takes the mark. That was great play. Right on the line, knew exactly what he was doing. He can now run around and kick the goal, and he does. What a great player.
So I'm not sure Clarko's looking after Shawnee Berger on his last game, matching him up on Shea Bolton. It's one of the worst assignments he's getting for you, Jason.
A couple of the Hawthorn defenders adamant that they thought the ball had crossed at the behind post, but you know what, they made a hash of it. They had the ball clearly in the middle. They had a couple of opportunities to get the clearance over handballing to a teammate under pressure, and in the end all they did was turn the ball over. He should have been pinged initially when he got the tackle. They allowed him to get it out, and then Castagna going forward was very, very good. And Shawnee Burgoyne just got caught trying to read the play, and the goal umpire was in a great spot, so he made that call, and you've got to back him in.
Well, he might be handing over the mantle of silk to another silky player there, isn't he?
Yeah. He's a star.
He can really play.
He's a star.
Game 66 for Shea Bolton. Jason, you're the whiz here. That's a lot of games behind Sean Burgoyne. He's 407th. Rewalt comes out hard. O'Brien body lines the ball well. Parker, who's got some toe, back to Rewalt. There is Burgoyne, gets the hands up. Wingard tried to go through the legs. Now dips it out to Bramble, shrugs one tackle, back to Burgoyne. By hand to Phillips, the former Pie. I'm sure he got enough on the kick. In the end, he dumped it straight to Sydney Stack.
So Stack has it on centre wing. Collier Dawkins to the middle of the ground. So a patient build up here by the Tigers. Just the 15, that one. Floston. What a servant to the club this bloke has been. What a wonderful player. Takes his full measure, runs past the man on the mark, up towards Chol at full forward, is punched away by Segler. Phillips read it off the pack nicely to Burgoyne, and Burgoyne kicks up towards the half-forward flank position, half-back flank position for the Hawks, and a nice mark taken by McAvoy.
No representation down the line once again, so they're just going to hold this up. They can get the switch going here, got the number on the outside if they want to
So McAvoy predictably just goes up the wing. Oh, nice mark taken there by Grimes. And he will put it back from centre wing for the Tigers.
Dylan Grimes, game 192. Just 4 games in 5 years. Durable. They made a bit of a mess of this, the Tigers. Wingard just sits on a man.
Sydney Stack probably need to keep his feet. It wasn't a great kick. There's been a lot of intercept marks from either team. 5 for Richmond, 4 to Hawthorn. So both teams reluctant to bomb the ball into their forward line.
Chol, Martin, Parker, Burgoyne, Hardwick tracks it back. Did pretty well to release the ball by hand in the end, but here come the Tigers again through Bolton. He hits Baker inside 50, and it's 350 games. Bolton is behind Burgoyne at the moment. As Baker will line up from a tight angle in the pocket. Mardigan looks a bit sore.
He's reinvented himself as well as a small forward, hasn't he, Liam Baker? Yeah, he made such a good fist of winning flags as a defender, half-back.
Well, 2 weeks ago, Jace, against North Melbourne, they looked all at sea, and he moved from half-back to half-forward, and it was really the catalyst for that turnaround. That was Richmond's last victory.
Clever player, good skills.
7 goals for the season, tight angle. Shapes back, but not enough. But that behind gives Richmond the lead.
So a tick under 12 minutes to go. And a tick over 12 minutes gone in this term. 12 minutes and 15, 16 seconds. Hardwick comes out, beautiful kick, and Morrison led up and took the mark. His kick equally good. And Connor Nash has got it. So Scholl was just waiting to try and pick this up. Bit of blocking going on. Well done there by McAvoy. Blocked his opponent, then took the mark. The handball put his teammate Brockman under pressure, but O'Meara got it in the end, and he runs in and thumps it just marginally wide.
Back square again. Another one for Asprey. What's he up to, Ed? You said his record was 23.
He's up to 14 now.
Okay, truly on target. Ross. That's most disposal in his career. Scrimshaw affects the contest in the air. McIntosh. Tigers wobble the ball forward towards Bolton. And the Hawks through Bramble find the boundary line.
It's been a good find, Lockie Bramble. Coming from the VFL, just getting an opportunity, impressing in pre-season, and all of a sudden you find yourself on a list, and not just a spot on the list, playing good footy in the seniors.
1970s look to him as Bramble. With a moustache.
He's old school. He's an electrician, wasn't he? Jason finally gets himself on a list.
And he's a good attacking rebounder as well. Beautiful kick of the footy, which is what they need.
So Ross, with his 14th disposal, I'll go one extra to Asprey. I was getting excited. He's on 13 at the moment. Baker at the fall of the ball just throws it out. Good enough. Good tackle from Frost. And Frost will relieve for the Hawks from the back pocket.
They set up very quickly, the Tigers, to try and stop the switch, forcing Hawthorn up the line, but that's an aggressive kick. That's what he does give you, Frost.
And a good one.
You love him doing that, Ed. It's just that every now and then you have to have that chat where you say, you're not quite Darren Jarman yet, son. So just temper what you can see.
Well, unfortunately, O'Brien thought he was Darren Jarman as well, and he wasn't. And as a result of that, it's the Tigers through. Graham having a shot at goal, and it's through for a behind. So not too much damage on the turnover.
Quiet day so far. Jack Graham has had a fantastic year. He hasn't really attended many centre bounce today. They're giving the younger fellas a go. Only the 4th disposal.
Bramble to reset things. Got his spot on the list after Tommy Scully retired. Comes to the near side. And his team trailing by a point. Chol marks strongly.
And that's the learning curve for Jacob Kazitsky. You've got to stand up. You can't just get pushed out and go to ground in those options. That marking contest has to come to ground.
Real up and under style operation by Short. Revolt flies. There's Bramble again.
I wonder where Charles' place is in the team. Jason, you know, with Soldo, Nankervis to come back into the side. He's going to be a ruckman forward. We know Coleman Jones, they're excited about his prospects. Can he go back with Asprey retiring?
Well, I think they've got Noah Boulder who will come back in, who's a terrific key defender, so I don't think they need him down back. What it means is they've got a wealth of talent in that ruck forward role. And I reckon there'll be a lot of other clubs interested in him too if he's not getting a regular game at the Tigers.
He caught one in the eye just a moment ago. Big McAvoy whacked him, and he's sort of just been getting himself sorted out in the last minute and a half of football, but he contested that one over the head of Asprey. Grimes, the old firm, working together for the last time. Grimes gets the handball inside. Could have been dangerous, but they worked it well. McIntosh, little flick over the top. Ross runs onto the ball, and the boundary beats the ball. Have a throw in.
The last time on the field, working together still on each other's farms. Out Mount Macedon way, Eddie.
Yeah.
The two boys, they're great mates, Grimes and Asprey.
Working the vines.
Working the vines.
So McAvoy does it beautifully. Palmed it off nicely. Touch play on was Shields' kick off hands. Walpole just waited, got the handball going. Over the top of it went Scrimshaw. Eventually comes back to Frost, who decides to go for a customary run, but it was cut off. Put it up in the air, off hands. Revolt now a chance, twisting and turning. Hoping to get over the top. Baker is just lurking in the middle of the ground. Now it comes over to him. Over the top again, no. Couldn't get it across to Lynch. Good interception. The Hawks work it out nicely and relieve from the back pocket.
There's a hand that saved a goal there from Hartigan to Nash. What type of vineyard is it, Brownie, or that type of area?
I think they're Pinos.
Okay.
Harry?
Righto.
I'll have a guess.
You made that up.
Coleman Jones down the line, can't mark. Collier Dawkins stays up in the tackle. Dow, nice little step to Vlostone. He's got the overlap. So here come the Tigers now through Jaden Short, running through the middle of the MCG. Hooks the ball forward, does not help Lynch at all.
Yeah, he got a couple of funny looks. Marvior Chol was 20 metres clear. He didn't want to go wide. He ignored him. And then just as Lynch started to lead up towards him, he bombs it over his head. So they'll be disappointed they didn't get the connection right there.
So Howe to the half-back flank position. Nice mark taken by Hanrahan. He kicked a ripping goal in the opening term. So the boy from St Kevin's College.
I'd like to see the mark play on percentage. Pretty low, I would have thought today.
Advantage has been paid. It's a good advantage too, and out they go. And suddenly Mitch Lewis has it. 55 out. No one inside. He's got Shield in the goal square if he goes quickly. That's where he's going. He bombs it long. Shield gets the one-on-one. Thumped through. Well played by Ross, who put enough body work into him to not give away the free kick and well put him off. He did well.
Probably needed to think their way through that a little bit better. He's not your contested marking type, Liam Shields, so the long kick to him in a one-on-one probably isn't the right option.
And on the full off the boot of Sydney Stack, here's a chance for the Hawks to reload through O'Brien.
Yeah, the play on percentages are not very high today. Both teams pretty cautious, certainly entering 50.
Arriving on the scene was Lewis. Well tackled from Hanrahan. Tigers won out the full.
Been very cautious, not on the inside 50, Brownie, across the board, to be honest.
Yeah.
So expect the second half to open up a little bit, some more risk, and obviously that handball game to kick into gear. Got a good arm wrestle here for the first half.
Coach looks pretty enthused in the box.
That's one word.
Yes.
Unhappy's another. Emotional. Fired up.
Lewis, Wingard, perfectly picked out of mid-air from Chad. But he's been pinned. Really good tackle by the Tiger defenders and Sydney Stack.
They've had a better awareness, the Tigers midfielders, of Chad Wingard today. Bulldogs just paid no attention to him last week.
Well, Asprey gets himself into trouble. Flicks it over the top. As a result of that, it comes down to Brockman, who kicks his second. Well played, Tyler Brockman.
That's their signature. Pressure in the forward half. Inside the forward 50, they're ranked #1 for pressure in 2021. And you just saw another example of it there. So it mightn't be pretty football, but it's desperate. He just takes a half a step to make that short kick, and then he's called to play on. And a really good tackle. So there's good reward. You put the tackle on, and then you're up and involved again. So that's what they want to see from him, second and third efforts, because he's a very talented young man.
It was the defining quality of the premiership teams of Hawthorn a few years back,
Yep.
wasn't that forward 50 pressure. No doubt, I don't think Clarko's changed his game style the last few weeks, Jace.
No.
It's just taken a while for it to evolve and the younger players to develop in that system. Starting to click now in the last few weeks.
Rockman, the Hawks' last pick of the 2020 draft at number 46. Scores from turnovers. All the goals scored so far. From the numbers there, Rioli just tries to chisel the ball towards Park, a bit too much on it. McIntosh goes hard, as he always does. Mitchell, looping hand pass. Revolt comes out like a steam train the other way. Jack sends it round the body. Castagna's going to be under the pump. Pickett attacks the ball hard. Mitchell needs to be clean. Breaks one tackle. Here's Hardwick. Burgoyne kicks under pressure and kicks perfectly to O'Meara.
Great effort again by Tom Mitchell to get back and support his defenders. First back there for Burgoyne to give him the handball receive.
To the centre of the ground, and Walpole gets it to Frost, who loves to run, and away he goes. Has one bounce, decides not to go for a second. Comes out wider still to Howe, who marks at half-forward flank. Looks inside, he has Brockman, decides not to worry about him. Goes long to the forward pocket instead and is punched over the line by the ever-reliable Dylan Grimes, and we'll have a throw-in. So 5 minutes on the clock. Alistair Clarkson leads his Hawthorn team by 1 goal at this moment. His last game for the Hawks as O'Meara grabs the ball. Flicks out of his hands. It's picked up by Wingard. Tries to fashion the kick. How'd he go? He has. He's fashioned. He's got it through. How'd he go? That was miraculous. What a goal to Wingard.
He did this last week against the Bulldogs. Scored some forward 50 goals from those stoppages. You need to pay close attention. I think he's made something out of nothing, though. Let's have a look at the Richmond checking. Actually, there's no one near him. He starts on his own. So Chad Wingard, you cannot leave with that amount of space. It was a very clever goal, but that is too much space for a player of his quality, the forward 50 stoppage.
It's not one of their strengths, is it, the Tigers? Clearances.
No, they've been worse than the comp,
certainly getting scored against like that, you just don't expect it. I mean, the ball gets ripped out. What Hawthorn are doing are making goals out of nothing, just by being competitive in their forward 50. It hasn't been pretty football, and when you look at the statistics, most of the numbers are very, very similar in all categories. But then you get a little bit of class like a Chad Wingard who can drop in and do something like that. Just makes a difference.
Big numbers for the last 4 weeks for the Chad, Dicko.
Certainly massive numbers. That had a little chanana about it, that kick there. Check side banana, Ed, if you're not all across it.
Oh, mate, I'm across everything you say, Dicko. Don't worry about that, mate.
Tigers through Martin, takes a bit off the kick. Burgoyne stands underneath it with Parker. Coming out the other way is O'Brien. Phillips. Now Hardwick with a low slider down the line. That's a kick and a half. Hawks playing confident footy. They've kicked the last 2. Mitchell has Kazitsky down the line. Grimes. Mark, free kick, take your pick. The Hawks stream forward. Mitch Lewis is deep. Kazitsky way back off the mark now. Tries to measure a ball inside. Here is Mitch Lewis on the chest. And that was better from the Hawks.
It's a good play, and there was Morrison made a really good effort to go over and block his opponent and just give him that couple of metres break, which allowed him to lead up at the ball carrier, Kazitsky. Really good kicking from one end to the other. They went the long option. Moved the ball quickly.
Is this the future of the Hawthorn forward line? Kazitsky and Lewis.
It looks it, doesn't it? They look very promising types.
8 goals, 2 in the last 5 weeks for Mitchell Lewis. 20 goals for the season. Pretty tight angle. Opens it up, drifts across the face, hits the inside of one post and bangs off the other.
Dicko could have gone for the Shanana there, couldn't he, from that position?
Well, he takes out of the Ben Dixon kicking school.
Oxford Dictionary have been in contact with Fox Footy. Here's Segler. Smothered. Tigers swarming. Good play, though, by the Hawks as Bramble comes through, kicks it inside 50. They're making their move, Hawthorn, at the moment. They're really starting to rev up. With 3 minutes on the clock, they probably deserve an extra goal the way they've been playing. But can the Tigers get on the rebound? It goes up towards the wing position. At the back is Baker, and Bolton is on, and Lynch is on further afield if he can get it over to him. Twisting and turning. He's trying to get it in. Lynch leads to the pocket. Out he comes now, the big man, and he takes the mark.
Well, he made the right decision, Hardigan. He went up, he left his man. but he just didn't get a glove on Shea Bolton. He's just too elusive. And then he ran around a second player, and Lynch was on his own for an eternity.
He's an ankle breaker, Shea Bolton, isn't he?
Yeah, but big error made by Hardwick up defensive side of the wing. He tried to come over the top with the spoil, missed the ball, and it was his man out the back.
Love Bolton's work there. Didn't panic. When plan A evaporated, he went to B, and then he went to C, and they were all workable. And as a result, Lynch comes in but misses, pushes it across. Doesn't quite get the distance, and the Hawks take it through for a rush behind. So the 2:12 on the clock. The Hawks 42. Richmond move up to 4-6-30.
Rockman's got a couple for the Hawks. Ross has had 16, Asprey on 14, chasing that career high of 23 that Ed Alerta is 2. Mitchell with 17, O'Meara 16. The major disposal winners nearing half-time. Hardwick in the blue boots. The number formerly worn by Luke Hodge. Called to go. Mungs it into the middle of the ground. Ross in front position from Mitchell. So the door's open again for the Tigers. Rioli drops it forward. Rewalt caught it between a couple of Hawks. Baker's there. Nearly missed the footy. It might work out in the end. Pickett. Bramwell gets a tackle on him. Desperate in the goal square. The Hawks looking for the line. The Tigers trying to get something. The bodies crash in.
Someone just launched onto that.
Baker, I think it was.
In the back.
Yeah, Baker just crunched in. Could have been in the back, that one. As Hardigan gets up. So right in the teeth of goals. Minute 31 to go. Lynch tries to grab it out of the ruck. He handballs it to the hotspot, but it was the Hawks who are waiting. Still a chance to get this out. Mitchell wants the boundary line and finds it, and will have a throw in about 40 metres out from the Richmond goal. 2 goals the difference. Minute 20 left in this half of football, and it's starting to warm up now. As you can see, the players really attacking the ball. Would have been bruise-free for the first 20 minutes, but now they know they're in a game, and we saw Alistair Clarkson. He only knows one way to play, and that is to win, and he wants to finish his time at Hawthorn as a winner. No doubt about that. Off the hands of Shawnee Burgoyne. In the meantime, it's picked up by Scrimshaw. Up the middle of the ground they go. O'Meara. A minute on the clock. He kicks to the centre wing position. Will it come off? It does. Good mark. Lewis judged that beautifully. It swung a few times in the air and took it on his chest.
Not much ahead of him, so he does need to hold it up. Put Segler in the middle of the ground if he wants to.
Goes back to McAvoy. So will he honour the Ruckman's union here?
He's on his own in the middle, Jonathan Segler. And I reckon Frost could nearly see him, but he just didn't want to do it.
So I think the skipper thought, I think the skipper, McAvoy, thinking, right, OK, let's take 2 goals in.
But that's the difference. If that was a Frost, he probably would have taken that kick on.
So it comes to O'Brien. They've got one last roll of the dice, the Hawks.
Tim looks to the near side to Hardwick. 16 seconds on the clock. They need to get moving in a hurry. Now they go inboard. Need to move the ball immediately. They do. Just short, though, to Mitchell. Pulls the trigger out wide. Dying moments. Ball will be in the air. Can the mark be taken? Bounced off the chest of Kazitsky.
He's flat too.
Right on the halftime siren. The Sharon bounced into the big chest and bounced off. Good turn for the Hawks, though. They kicked 4 goals to 1. They trailed by 6 at quarter time. But halftime here at the MCG, the Hawks led at 6-6-42 to Richmond 4-6-30 on a big, big day for both these.
Alright, everyone, it is halftime, so for halftime, it's going to be a bit longer, as we usually do in every single AFL game that we watch. So, here's what we're going to do now. I'm going to make a couple of comments of what is happening today. I've seen a lot of people who are not following the fucking rules, and I have to make a couple of comments because clearly it's unacceptable, and I would like to make a couple of comments. So, let me go and show you a couple of clips of what's going on, and you guys will have a better understanding, since halftime is always like 19-18 minutes. No. So, right now, as you can say, the protest is called off now, and I'll speak of what's happening. Let's go all the way down. When was this? Alright. So, so there's always 700 police that were deployed the past couple hours. But once the premier finished talking and the live stream ended, everything broke loose. And this was basically on Twitter, but the Age has reported this. So basically, let's go to when at the start. So the protest happened at 12:27. Let me show you this. You could see here, it kicked off, and you can see one woman was arrested here. You can see that image. And then this was an ABC reporter who took this video on social media. And let's have a look.
This says under arrest for breaching the public health order open public protest. Do you understand that? I'm watching you mate for about 5 minutes.
Can I pause? Okay, there we go. Alright, so you can see the protest there. You saw what happened. Let me go all the way down. Okay. Then, people are now waiting off flares on Lonsdale Street. So we'll have a look at this as well. Okay. I can't pause the thing. I don't know why it's giving the pause. Alright, there we go. And then there was a live stream here. It was 55 minutes, so we'll just look at a couple clips. So there was a video you can see here. You see lots of Melbourne police going and tackling protesters, which was very entertaining to watch. But there should be a video here. You could see more protesters were getting bunched up by police. You can see one man on the ground. And another man getting arrested as well. And here's the live footage, which basically was the photo from before of Melbourne police taking down protesters. So this is like 4 minutes. And bear in mind, this was so ugly. So so you can see people going down the street. This was today. And by the way, people were not wearing masks. So you could see protesters going down. They were going towards the police. There was always like hundreds and hundreds of people. So they continue going. And you can see people stopping. You can see some people stopping. And you see police there. They're going in line files. They start coming towards them, and you see the man charging at them. You can see police putting capsicum spray, fighting police. It was just a run and goose chase. Capsicum spray again, person running back. people still fighting police, putting dangerous tackle on that protester, slammed him to the ground. And yeah, that's basically what happened, and still continues. You can see this person was resisting on the near the green area part. So you can see here, one there as well, getting arrested too. You can see the news people going closer and just recording it. And then start winding up again, boys. I can see police there taking that guy away, and they start capsicum spraying again. They start getting back. You see that lady just telling the person to stop? And that guy threw a water at this guy. Look at this. Look at this. No, oh my god, I lost it. Alright, hold on. Alright. Yeah, you basically saw the person using the spraying water at the police. That's just crazy. Look at that black person there. No, the black jumper, sorry. Spraying water. He was lucky they didn't get arrested there. Look at this. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. And they start charging it again. They're doing capsicum sprays. They keep on rushing, they're going. You can see police fighting them. And the protesters start running. You can see police getting back, chasing them. And they start running again. Yeah, so that was just an ugly incident. And now there's more people, more thousands of protesters coming there. They were getting bigger and bigger, protesters. The crowd has decided to face the police.
Nice one to go left. Doesn't matter, bro. Doesn't matter. They're thinking like you're not thinking. Go around. Now he's gonna go left.
Yeah. Right. Jesus. So this was like 3 hours of this stupid protest. And then there's this another clip there. Alright, there's this another clip of where this person was up, like standing on the Melbourne tram stop, where you will see in this video clip. Alright, this person was just like standing on top of the tram stop. This is disgusting. Yeah, I'm gonna show you this. That person, what up? See that person there? Yeah, you saw him standing there. That person right there. Okay, and then what else? This was in Sydney. That was called off. You can see the title there. And then while police came to this situation, and you could see what's the police up. Well, see the protesters there. Police coming towards them. There was a lot of police. It was like 700 or more. And then there was another video clip as well. They were coming up a short clip. Alright. And then finally after 3 hours or so, it was finished. So all of this was happening of this encrypted chat app. And they're doing it again next month. Oh my god. So it's now calm now. I will 100% see like the police commissioner getting mad again tomorrow. I betcha. So my opinion about this, you guys saw all that. That was like crazy. By the way, people are not wearing masks as well. I got at least like 3 minutes to go. I think that many people think that people that not following the rules think it's funny. Let's just be honest, because last week we had the stupid engagement party with the stupid Jewish people, and now this again. It's kind of hilarious though, but like, I already did Diego. kind of hilarious though that people think that COVID's funny. No, not COVID's funny. They think that breaking the rules is funny. Well, I mean, it's kind of entertaining to watch the protests, but like in the same other way, it's funny though that people are not wearing masks. Like you should wear masks, and you should be like at your home, not going outside. So now now they're saying they're going to be doing it next month, September. Or Diego, they think it's funny. Like, let's be honest. Last week of this stupid at Hawthorn North was stupid. There was at least 69 people were there, and they start laughing, thinking that COVID-19 didn't exist, and making jokes about it. And then now, people were assaulting police. One in Southland as well, where people, a person like hurt a police officer, punched him. Could have walked away from that incident. And now, the protest. But again, as I said, it was kind of entertaining, like to see like police tackling people. And he saw the police like doing just like whooping him face in the ground. So let's see tomorrow what did they say? Can't wait to watch and see what both the premier and the commissioner say. Because I bet you they'll be very mad, you know. Oh well. We are going back to the footy then. And by the way, if you guys want to see more of that, it's on news outlets. So you search up like Melbourne protest.
During the lead, I think there's a couple of legends to be inducted during the week, isn't there, in the Hall of Fame? And our man here, Jason, it would have to be, surely.
Would have thought so.
Surely.
Very good point you make. Very good point you make.
Well,
David Asprey.
We can make a late lobby. Come on, Ed. Come on, you got some connection there at AFL House.
Well, I think we want to wait for the big crowd to be back for Jace to go in, don't we?
Yeah, that's right.
Go on, empty hall.
Yeah, we have 77 new cases, Diego.
We know one more fitting. And particularly as we look back at the renaissance of the Hawthorn Football Club under Alistair Clarkson.
Like COVID's serious.
Of that accolades goes alongside our commentator today, Jason Dunson. I can't wait for his interview after the game with Alistair Clarkson when it's all said and done.
All right, away we go. Second half, game to be won to finish off the season for both clubs. Wingard kicked a pretty special goal in the second term. The Tigers will fight all day as they always do. Mitchell wobbles the ball forward. Segler bounces off his hand back towards Mitchell. Looks underground to O'Brien. The Hawks setting up off the wing through Hardwick. Just an up and under down the line. Sets McAvoy a task. And for
Third contested mark to Benny McAvoy as a forward.
Rare Asprey didn't get a fist on the way he's played. He's been outstanding today. So McAvoy pulled the trigger on just a little short ball. Hit it really well and found Nash on the short lead. Goes back off the mark. Kicked the opening goal of the second term did Connor Nash. Measures one into the pocket. A few loose Hawks are there. And Liam Shields is the recipient. And trying to improve the angle, but the umpire starts to send him a bit finer now. Five goals for the season from Liam Shields. He's going a long way back. Fantastic angle of what's ahead of him. Just to make it 3 in a row for the Hawks. To open up a game high 18-point margin. Shields from tight in the pocket. Won't register a goal. It'll land in a dangerous position. Coleman Jones, though, is strong in the pack.
So from the last line of defence, it's Coleman Jones for the Tigers. As you can see, his indecision, there's not much on, so he instead just bombs it as far as he can. Got a good kick on that, and one at 65 metres. Free kick to the Hawks, though. So Big Segler gets it over to Burgoyne. He's the man you want to have with it. Going inside 50, kicks to the pocket. The captain trying to get there, McAvoy. Over the line, bounced on the line, will throw it in. Off the hands of the pack. Wingard was magnificent. Will it bounce? It will! It will bounce! But touched or hit the might have hit the post all the way through, did it?
Hit the back of the post.
Hit the back of the post.
Yeah, again, Chad Wingard flying through those forward 50 stoppages. You've got to pay closer attention to him.
Gee, that was a tough one for Grimes guarding the goal line, because he knew it was going to bounce straight up and over his head.
Landed on top of the padding. Boston chips it down the line. Graham marks. Half-back flank.
Been one of their more consistent players this year, Howie. He'll feature in the best and fairest.
It's Jack Graham. Premiership medal in just his 5th game for Jack. And that man got one in his first.
What's happened to Marlon Pickett, Brandy? Because he burst onto the scene, premierships, and then all of a sudden he's battled to hold his spot in the team and have an impact.
And his role too, isn't it? You know, we thought he was going to be a winger. He's playing as a forward down there today.
One-hander from Boston with sharp work. Spreads it a touch wider to Asprey. By hand to Jaden Short. Tigers going around the cape, so to speak. McIntosh steps Burgoyne. Now punches it inside to Lynch and hits the big man on the chest. Kicked the opening goal of the match to Tom. David Asprey now up to his 15 disposals.
Going to try and thread the needle. Probably a bit too far out to kick a banana.
Not a great deal of breeze.
See if he can get a little bit of left to right on it.
Lynch to do something special for the Tigers from deep in the pocket. Just works the ball into the post.
Wasn't a bad effort from there.
He's hit the post a couple of times now. So Tom Lynch kicked the first goal of the game at the 6-minute mark. And a couple of posters in between. So it's back out to 2 goals, the difference early in this 3rd term. So Hawthorn now come out of full back through Hardwick. Hardwick's kick up towards Segler's got the fly from behind, and it's thumped over the line out of bounds. Well done by Nick Vlosten. We'll have a throw in. So the Tigers have done well. They've held that up at half forward.
Got to get their defence sorted next year. That'll be one of the goals over the off-season. Get their defence healthy again. Give Broad and Bolter back from injury. Re-establish that connection with Vlosten and Grimes, especially. We know Asprey's retiring.
Collier Dawkins thumps it forward. Oh, good strong mark there. Hardwick is a hard man. O'Meara. Little chip out wide. Mitchell.
He's worked hard today, Tom Mitchell. He's had a really strong finish of the year, coming up for his 22nd disposal.
So knocks up getting kicks, the Brownlow medalist in his 150th game. Goes up towards the wing position. Off hands, there's Asprey again. Gets it working. Good play from Rioli. Trying to open up the play. And McIntosh takes it on pretty much centre wing. Goes up the line. Good play from Castagna. Grabbed and thrown to the ground. Might have got 50 there. That was why the rule was originally brought in. The Kevin Sheedy rule, that one, to stop Kevin Sheedy's tactic of grabbing and throwing people to the ground. You'd be well aware of that one, Jason, back in the day.
Things are a little different nowadays.
Absolutely. He'd be lucky if he threw you to the ground. That was a good result for it. Usually it's a little bit tougher in those days. McAvoy, the handball over the top. Wingard has run hard and continues to. Looks up. Kicks it to the spot. That is magnificent. And Tommy Phillips just goes back, says, get out of the way, I'll kick the goal, and gets his second. Well done, Tom Phillips. But Chad Wingard has run hard all day, and he set up that goal. Well played.
I've got to tell you, Ed, get out of the way is the right call, but I would have been Jacob Kaczynski saying get out of the way. The big forwards led back to the square. And the little wingman's come down and zipped in front of him and taken it out of his hands. He worked hard for that one. Kazitsky, Wingard involved. He was very, very good. And well done to McAvoy to get it on quickly. And there was an open 50. They were working back, and Kazitsky has his name all over it. Oh, what are you doing there? And oh, you can see the look on his face. He was flat, because that's one that's gone begging for him.
A lot of gaps will start to open up here in the second half for both teams. I know they can't play finals, but yeah, not happy with that. The winger sneaking into the space.
He might have a bonus for X amount of goals for the year, so he's probably cost him there. But that's probably the recipe when you look at it. The game was so stop-start in the first half, but the handball receives a little bit of run from obviously Wingard there just shows you how quickly you can score. Yeah,
and that's when Richmond have looked their best too, Dicko, when they've been able to play on, get the quick hand pass out and release the runner. That's when both teams have looked most dangerous.
Ben Dixon, John O'Brien, Jason Dunstall, Eddie Maguire, Saturday afternoon football exclusively on Fox. Wingard's starting to really have an impact on this game. The Hawks have kicked the last 3. Seigler's ball only goes as far as Boston. So what have the Tigers got now? Ross, half back. 20-metre ball is effective. Martin puts one high up, then she uses his body well and hard again, but he comes back. Now Howe. Career high 34 last week against the Dogs. Warple. The Hawks can build now. If Shields can pick it up, give it to Mitchell on the 1-2.
So Shields, beautiful kick up towards Hanrahan. Oh, bang, that's got to be nearly 50 as well, doesn't it?
How is that not 50? Geez, he's walked the tightrope today, hasn't he? He did one of those early in the game.
He gave away a 50, didn't he? There was a goal to Nash early in the second quarter.
I reckon that one was worse than the 50 he gave away in the first quarter.
He is living dangerous with Boston. It's his third whack at somebody today.
That's a horrible kick into the 50 from scrim short.
So Coleman Jones marks. So the Tigers probably a bit lucky on that occasion, and Hanrahan very unlucky. O'Brien gets to the front spot and thumps it away from Lynch. Over the line, out of bounds. We'll have a throw in on half-forward flank.
Yeah, the challenge for Richmond will be to finish the game with energy. So they know after the, they can't have any success this year, just finishing off this last quarter of the season, or last half of the season. Probably 50 in that one, I would have thought, Jason.
Probably.
Lee Fisher, ex-player, umpiring now, looking after his old.
You run past players 10 metres off the ball and look the wrong way. They get 50, get your head knocked off, and just play on. Anyway, here's Nash. Gets the handball going. Shields tries to flick the handball, gets the handball rather. The handball came out from Bramble. And the Hawks get another chance to go inside 50 through Warple. Touch, play on, so the mark won't be paid. And it's thumped through for a rush behind.
The Tigers by 6 at quarter time. The Hawks by 12 at half time. And extended that margin with the only goal of the third term through Phillips. At a 19-point margin. Out of side ball, Warple. And the number worn by Sam Mitchell. O'Brien picks it up. Sliding ball works out okay to Shields. So the Hawks are pressing at the moment. We've got men screaming inside 50. Liam Shields takes his time. Now bangs the ball hard and low and hits Mitch Lewis.
I reckon the players have been waiting for someone to lead into space. They've been kicking long bombs to the tools because they've got so many tools down there. But there's plenty of space to lead into, and all of a sudden you get a little bit of a break on your opponent. It's an easy kick to hit, Brownie.
Fair discrepancy in the disposals, Jace. 55 to Hawthorn, 21 to Richmond. Just picking holes in the...
Well, we've got to open the ledger at some stage.
And this might be the stage. Works it back beautifully with the in-dipper. Lewis on the board. The Hawks have kicked 4 on the bounce.
So they've gone long to the tools. They've played McAvoy, they've got Kazitsky, they've got Lewis. You've got 3 genuine tools up forward. And that's where the tendency is just to bomb it long. And you can see them all here. They're all in the one area, but they're trying to block for each other. And in the end, he just loses contact. Asprey is the one that gets handed over to Lewis, loses a bit of contact, and there's an acre of space to lead into.
What I've liked today, Jace, it's a good example. They've worked really well together, the Hawthorn forwards, and probably have for a few weeks, actually. Just getting through there, blocking for each other. Very unselfish. One of them will get rewarded. Everyone gets their turn now. It's a great finish there by Lewis. 5 games, or this is his 6th game back now, back into the team after that concussion from the boxing accident early in the year.
So 7 of the last 8 goals going the way of Hawthorn from the 24-minute mark of the first term.
Yeah, so nearly plus 40 disposals this quarter from Hawthorn. Clearance is 6-1 in their favour. Inside 57-2.
Crunching through the pack there. Howe. Kazitsky underneath the ball here, does well. Asprey, good pressure from behind. Dives in on top of him, the veteran in his final game, and will have another ball up.
Hawks have been prepared to flick it round too, just out of stoppages, flick the ball around, get some space, and then obviously spread as quick as they can. So it's certainly a benefit this quarter.
.31 handballs to Hawthorn, 3 to Richmond for this term. So they've dominated the ball, the Hawthorn Football Club. And Jace, I'll get your thoughts in a moment just about where Hawthorn have started to get things going in the back half of this year and how that sets them up for the future. In the meantime, it was Scrimshaw, who's been one of those players who's really started to become not only a permanent fixture, but a real player for the Hawthorn Football Club. Ball comes out wide at Shields, who marks it. Been good transition, changing from one side to the other, and Shields' kick is a good one to the running O'Brien. Didn't put the arms out, but he runs onto it, then ran over the top of it. So mucked up his opportunity to get that deep into the forward line, and as a result of that, it's Bolton who has it in the middle of the ground for the Tigers.
Aggressive ball, Bolton wants to go, springs off in the other direction. Sends it forward to Lynch, in space, got off his man. And Lynch, looks like he wants the shot, just chips the ball forward to Rewalt, who have his first shot for the afternoon.
It's where they've been hurt, isn't it? When they've been able to go quickly through the middle of the Tigers, it was Timmy O'Brien who just overran the ball. He got a good shepherd from a teammate, needed to pick it up, and then all of a sudden you're having a shot for goal. You fumble, you take your eye off the footy. Next thing you know, the opposition's having a shot for goal.
48 goals for the season. 8 times he kicked 50 plus. Great numbers for Jack, pretty much directly in front. Put that one straight in your book, and that's the one the Tigers needed.
Yeah, he's had a pretty good year, Jack, considering he hasn't had as much service as previous years. Last year he started to, maybe looking as the game was potentially passing him by. He's come back this year strongly. He's looked stronger in the legs. His movement's been back. He's had a really good year. He kicked 6 goals in his 300th game against the Lions a few weeks back. He really struggled offensively since then, but still moves well, Jace.
I like the big fella Tom Lynch looking after him there too. I mean, that was within range for Tom Lynch. He could have gone back and had the shot, but sharing it around, they work pretty well together. Jack makes a lot of sacrifices in his role in that forward line now, so it's good to see a little bit of reward for him.
What will it look like going forward, do you think, next year, Jace? Think Coleman Jones in there with Lynch and Rewald, or do you think they go the smaller options?
I think 3 talls too many for the way they play, the Tigers. You look at Jack Rewald, that's what he's done this year. It's kind of crept up on us, hasn't it? He's also, 3rd in the Coleman medal. Haven't sort of thought of him kicking big bags.
Well, I'd love to see him get his 50th goal of the season, as Chol does it beautifully, and Castagna marks at full stretch, and that showed courage to run headlong into a pack. Didn't get hit, but he didn't know that wasn't going to happen.
Oh, not happy, Clargo. How good was the big man, Marby, or Chol just streamed out of the middle, got his own clearance, and then delivered a beauty.
So you can see Big Marbiol there. 1, 2, pushed them off. 3. The Dusty Martin don't argue, and the kick was a ripper. So Castagna now to get the Tigers on a roll from 45 metres out. Plenty of goal open, as you can see, and he comes in and it just bends and misses to the near side.
Another Richmond player will be looking for a good off-season this year. He's fallen out of form in the second half of the year, especially Jace. Need to get that small forward division going again. Arts had dropped away with his form. Rioli's been pushed to half-back. They've had to use Baker at times in that half-forward slot.
Pinpoint from Scrimshaw to Nash. Centre-half back for the Hawks.
You've got to get that energy and forward pressure back in 2022. Much similar to what Hawthorn have been able to get going in their game in the second half this year.
Siegler provides the body check. Open it up for Kazitsky. At the back was Stack. Chol stripped to the footy. Now Parker screws off the outside of the spearmint green boots. Hardigan, Rewalt, Warple, Ross, the two number 5s. Scrimshaw just taps it away, tries to get it out of his zone. Frost, he can't get it clear of the pack either. Warple does off the ground, works out okay to Segler. The Tigers set up well defensively. Warple takes on a couple of tacklers. Now Richmond can reload off the wing through Vlosten. Stack, stops, props, gets around one tackle. Tight spaces for all players at the moment. Graham bangs the ball forward. Here comes Rewalt. Hardwick used his body well. Brought it to ground. Rewalt comes a second time. Hardwick gets his man. Good persistence by that man on screen.
Yeah, Hardwick has been resolute in defence, as he always is, but today's been great.
Sorry for the Hawks next year with Jack and Day to come back into that back line. Really nice defence. Sicily as well.
So it'll be a very different back 6 next year for the Hawks.
So Segler has to beat 3 Tigers, and he did that. Got it to the boundary line, and that's a win.
Are they looking to draft Hawthorn, Jason?
Well, that'll be the interesting thing. That'll be a strategy that Sam Mitchell will be thinking about very much in the coming weeks. What exactly do they need? I think they need more bite up forward, and another good small forward would be very helpful for them. And I think they need depth in the midfield. I think that's something they rely too much on, too few in the midfield. But again, it's a matter of what are you able to get, and what can you have immediate impact with. You don't expect first-year players to come in and just, you know, fill the void straight away. So they need to develop players.
They certainly missed the Isaac Smiths of the world too.
Yeah,
that outside
speed
run.
outside.
O'Meara's kick was a good one. Warpole outside, Mitchell twisting and turning inside he comes, looks to the hot spot. The kick was a beauty. Hanrahan tried to take the mark almost on his knees, picked up by Graham. Here comes Burgoyne. Burgoyne grabbed and tackled to the ground. Isn't Pickett reading the script? He was supposed to kick that from 50 and give us something, but anyway, up it goes. Wingard tracks underneath it for the Hawthorn side, but it just floats too far and stack marks for the Tigers.
An alternative to the Tigers, Jason? What are they looking for?
Well, I think they're going to get. They've got a few games into some of the younger players coming through, and I think we're seeing the emergence of a Coleman Jones, a Marby or Chol, these types. So I think they're in very good stead for covering what's going out at the top end.
Sharp work from Stack. And in the end, Bolton, who takes a strong mark, puts it out in front of Phillips and McIntosh. Lynch comes out like a steam train, gets around Hardigan. Little left foot, hopeful ball. Burgoyne arrives on the scene, affects the spoil, picks it up cleanly. Now Brockman, he's got a couple in the bag already. Wingard, good tackle in the middle of the ground. The Tigers will come back the other way through Short. Gets a little bit of space. He's a long kick. Lopes it forward. Castagna on the stretch. Just got past him. Did really well to keep it in, but no one's there.
This would have been unbelievable. There's a teammate there.
Segler looks to be in a lot of trouble. I wonder if he's copped a knee right in the midriff. No.
Just crunched.
It's like he's winded. I'll keep you updated down here at the moment.
And he hit right on the ribs there on the side and then landed heavily. Howe to Brockman, and Jonathan Segler goes down the race to get some attention. So Asprey sets himself from behind and takes the mark. Umpire didn't pay it. No one's reading the script. Come on. Short. Kicks up. Pickett goes early, and it was well read by Hardwick, who took it to the boundary line, and will have a throw in.
Different angle. Might be a bit of friendly fire there from Blake Hardwick, and then hitting the ground heavily after the contact.
Double whammy. So Segler getting a bit of treatment down the race at the moment. Hawthorn moved the ball down the members' wing. There's a hold against Asprey, going the way of Kazitsky.
They struggled to break free. Kazitsky today, just his fourth disposal coming up. Asprey's done a pretty good job when he's been against him.
Shields immediately by hand. Wingard, he's been dangerous. Didn't take the first option. In the end, the Tigers swarm all over him. Now they can do something through Grimes. Works it back to Rioli. Goes all the way back by hand. Sydney Stack has turned it over. He's kicked it straight to Brockman, who's already kicked 2.
Yep, that's the sort of thing that makes a coach shake his head. They had control of the footy. They had plenty of numbers. They just had to think their way through it. He just chose the wrong option, Sydney Stack, and made very poor contact with the boot.
Tyler Brockman out of WA.
Hasn't had a lot of it, just the 5 touches, but as a small forward, Howie.
Yep.
Sit there and kick your 2 and 3 goals. You've done your job.
My word, he kicked 1 in the first, 1 in the second. This for number 3 to open up again for the Hawks to a 23-point lead from 40 directly in front. This is what he's paid to do, and that's exactly what he does. Brockman's got 3, and the Hawks are out to a game-high 23-point margin.
He's a very skillful young player. We've seen fits and spurts. He came into the team very early on in the season. He played well in the pre-season, drifted out. He was gone for quite some time. He's come back, got a few more games under the belt. Still one of those that's struggling to come to grips with the demands of AFL, the rigours of having your body perfect week in, week out, recovering from games and being able to play somewhere near your best. But when he's on, what he is very good at is finishing. He's a good converter, whether it's a half opportunity. We saw him kick 1 off the ground early today. He's also a very good set shot exponent.
So 23 points. Time on period of this 3rd term. The Tigers need to hold on here. They can't concede a goal going into 3/4 time from here. Mitchell tries to flick the ball out. Here go the Tigers. Getting the ball out nicely. Collier Dawkins' kick was a mongrel in the end. He probably could have steadied and had a real shot at goal there, but they get the rush by 1. No, deliberate, is it?
No, he's paid holding the ball.
Yeah, he didn't handball it, obviously. That's a bad mistake from O'Brien.
All right, well,
because he was under pressure, so he would have been allowed to rush it.
So Tommy Lynch has got a big chance here to swing around, kick the goal, and get the Tigers back within striking distance as we head to 3/4 time. Lynch kicks, it's a goal, and they do exactly that. The Tigers back in it, his 2nd.
They're just hanging on, so just going to watch this free kick. So it does almost invite the pressure.
Yeah,
it
good
was
decision.
holding the ball, yeah, great decision.
Really good decision from the umpire.
From that angle.
And good defensive work from Tom Lynch.
Yeah, you'll have to see that from your big forwards.
So you got control of the footy. That really should not be a score for the opposition, should it? It's the one they needed before 3/4 time. Though maybe can get another one, close it up to just a couple of kicks.
10 players less than 50 games today, Jace, from Richmond. So it's a different looking lineup, but obviously looking to the future. Damien Hardwick trying to find some younger guys to push through so he can come into the lineup next year. Can they reboot, get back into that, well, certainly finals contention? They'd like to be top 4, though. Dicko?
Yeah, Jonathan Segal, you can just see just running up and down the boundary line. He's good to go now. He checked the ribs, obviously winded as well, but he's right now.
Good news for the Hawthorn ruckman. Free kick going the way of Nash. Got one in the back. Goes by hand to Mitchell. Drives a left foot ball forward. Kazitsky flies from behind. Was in position at the end. Which Lewis looked like he copped a knock to the knee and looks a bit ginger. Graham steadies it down for the Tigers through Grimes. Got a couple of Hawks coming at him. He just goes right through the gap between the 2 of them. Thinks his way through it perfectly. Now short from half back. Splits it to the outer side. This is promising for the Tigers. Martin winds it further to Parker. This is the important kick going forward. He's got a man all on his own in the pocket. It's that man Lynch again.
He stuck out the back a few times today, Tom Lynch. They do push high up the ground, the Hawthorn defenders. Very aggressive in their positioning.
Every time they've moved the ball quickly, the Tigers, they've caught them off guard. Yeah. And if I'm Damien Hardwick, I'm just sitting there saying, hey, guys, just take the game on. Just make it up as you go. But go quickly. Because every time they've been able to do it, it's resulted in a scoring opportunity.
First goal of the match. And the last goal of the match. Tom Lynch for number 3. Goes across the face. And they'll just register behind. But the Tigers are coming a touch.
They are coming. Funny as not. There's the Lewis injury.
Just gets a
right
knee.
Ankle. Did he or
knee?
Knee on knee.
Yeah.
Asper's knee coming through. So missed shot there by Lynch. We're back to 16 points. So 2 minutes left. Big couple of minutes here.
Yeah, they've made Hawthorn slow, predictable, up the line again.
And Burgoyne kicks, but it's Pickett who goes up and takes the mark. So here come the Tigers one more time.
He asked about Marlon Pickett and his spot on the side. Jace, that's what he can bring to the team more, I think. He's good in the air. He needs to be able to contribute more in the intercept game.
Lynch and Revolt, they try to work it out. Frost at the back, runs into trouble. Lynch tries to crash through, just gets a toe on it. Revolt gets crunched. Phillips, his legs taken by Lynch. Umpire let it go.
I'm loving Tommy Lynch's intensity at ground level. Fantastic example for his younger players.
So Tom Phillips probably a bit unlucky not to get a free kick for getting his legs taken there. So McAvoy goes up. Mitchell tries to flick it out to Burgoyne. O'Meara tries to, don't argue it, worked, Hardwick. Mitchell, nice balk, then kicks and clears. But it's all Tigers up here except for that man who came from nowhere, Brockman, and took a strong mark flying into the pack. Well played.
Howe down the line. Hands out in front was Kazitsky, but Asprey has worn him all day.
Arm chop.
Here the umpires and the players saying, Dave, get back. The Richmond players, Grimes a little bit sore on the ground. Kaziski goes inboard. Mitchell, high ball forward. Lewis was in best position. Spills out towards Brockman. Now Hanrahan got rid of the footy really quickly. Baker spending some time down back. Collier Dawkins. 20-metre ball down the line is good to Parker. Plays on immediately, the former Saint. A little chipping ball. Here come the Tigers again. Can they get someone out the back? Stacks there if they can get it in that direction. Now the Hawks arrive en masse. Burgoyne is there. Hardigan puts his body over the footy. Spills out free, back to Bolton. He's got some tricks, this man. Takes a bounce, then just tries to squeeze the ball to Rewalt. And that was really well thought out. Jack plays on. Everywhere. They are in the pocket. Fist right at the right time from Hardigan. And Frost looks, found the boundary line, has a quick look at the umpire.
Just chose the wrong option, Jack. If he looks the other way, he's got players in the corridor unmarked.
Oh, just copped a backhander in the throat there. Accidental from Mitch Lewis. There's Grimes.
So 13 seconds to go in this term. Tigers pressing. Rewalt tries to reef the ball out. It's intercepted and kicked away by Hardigan. Might be enough. Last chance. Needs a mark. Rewalt goes up. Punched away. And that's it for the first 3 quarters of round 23 clash between
quarter time.
Richmond and Hawthorn. It's the Tigers 6-10-46. Trailing at 3/4 time, Hawthorn 9-8-62. The last quarter of football coming up for that man, David Asprey, who's had a great day with 16.
Alright. 3/4 time, guys. 62 to 46. Good game so far. We'll see the last quarter shortly. By the way, guys, after 5 minutes, like before 5 minutes, I'm gonna schedule my next stream. So we'll be going live again whether today. Yeah, guys, we have 3 subscribers to 300 subscribers, so we are very close. We'll be pleased if you guys drop a like, sub to the channel. Let me just do something real quick. Hold on a second. Alright, let me read the chat. I'm gonna read the chat on my phone. I've been watching like some YouTube while you guys were watching the footy. Alright, let's see. Who we got? That was so funny. That was Amoa. Alright. Just look at that. Okay, I'm gonna send this. Okay. Alright, ad break. That is so funny. He almost with Lynch's jersey. Who? Who was that? I don't know, but that was funny. Yeah. Alright, here's Chris Fagan. Brisbane West Coast at 4:35 p.m. EST. That will be played at the Gabba. If you want to watch it, it will be on KO and Foxtel. But again, guys, whoever loses or whoever wins, they'll still not be in the finals. I think both teams are just having a little fun match and just kicking and, you know, stuff like that. But it's 46-62. I'm going to unmute the audio now.
I love Tom Lynch's game today. He's in a losing side at the moment, but actually we'll go back to here we go. Here's the jumper spot we're talking about. What numbers he going to, Jason?
That way you can actually say, I genuinely wore this jumper in my last game.
Yeah, there's that man, Tom Lynch. He's been their best player today. 2 goals, 3. I've loved his forward pressure and his effort at ground level when Tigers have looked a bit lacklustre in that third quarter and they know their season's gone. But he's certainly finishing the season strong, setting a terrific example for his players. He's been out of form in the second half of the year, no doubt about that, but finishing strongly.
Ben Dixon.
We spoke at half-time. What's going to change in this game of football? And the handball game will change anything in terms of crowded and obviously not a lot of room to move. So Hawthorn plus 38 in that quarter really opened up the first half of the third quarter to give them space. And
I'll be streaming the
bang on
Melbourne
those 4 goals.
versus
we know the passion Clarko
Geelong
showed
game
throughout his
at
career. We've seen in the box today. He really wants to finish on a good note here at the Hawks and finish with a win. So don't expect much more than passion today. Going into the last, and maybe even Silk can go forward and bring it home for Clarko.
Well, Alistair Clarkson leaves the arena for the last time as Hawthorn coach. At three-quarter time, his last address. And the man taking over his position gives him the thumbs up as he heads back up to the coach's box. And Jason, I'm looking forward to your interview with him after the game, also with Sean Burgoyne.
Yeah, be interesting to chat to both of them when the emotion kicks in post-game. But
that game will be
released. I think I mentioned
so
he go forward. He can also go in the midfield. Whatever he's got left in those legs, he's got a half an hour left in the game. I would give him a free rein wherever he wants to go.
He was always the go-to man.
25 game. But here we go, guys. Last quarter. We'll be back at full time.
23 disposals.
See who will win.
House on fire.
Let me know in the chat.
16 now, so he's had a
Enjoy the last quarter.
Game so far as well. O'Meara, Mitchell squeezed in a couple of tackles, and one of them was really effective. So here's a chance for the Tigers going forward through Graham. Leads come from Parker.
That was close to a 50.
Split it wide to Pickett, gets immediately off the mark. Patrolled by Liam Shields. Can the Tigers get the perfect start and claw their way back into the game? Looking for Graham again. Oh, Bolton arrives, but it's a free kick, high contact.
If they can kick the first goal here, it makes things very, very interesting, the Tigers.
Unfortunate because Bolton had just eased his way onto that football, about 40 out directly in front.
So Shields at defensive 50 for Hawthorn. Short, the scrimshaw, has had a good day. Long kick to the outer side to Frost. Frost decides to go long up towards the centre wing position. He had a shorter option on, but he judged it beautifully in the end, and Howe was equal to the task and took a very strong mark. Inside to O'Meara. Burgoyne screaming for it. Give it to him, and Burgoyne's got it in the middle of the MCG. Gives it off to Wingard. Wingard looks up, gets a lead from Kazitsky, and a free kick downfield against Bolton for knocking over Wingard, and the free kick will go to Shields. So Liam Shields 55 metres out. Well, it's been paid to Segler. It goes to Shields now, and Shields' little toe poke is a beauty, and McAvoy comes out full chested. Now he is a beautiful set shot kick.
Although he missed one in the first term that he would normally kick. That was all too easy then. Richmond just fell asleep. Shields was standing around there waiting for the ball. It got called back to Segler, but everyone, if you were looking at it objectively, could see what Segler was going to do. Let's just give it to the small man and let him run inside 50.
So Ben McAvoy has kicked 100 goals, 39 coming into this game. So 100 goals, 40. And it just won't come back enough. It hits the post.
Who are the captaincy prospects going forward at Hawthorn after this man, Jason?
Well, that'll be a real interesting discussion. I think you get to the next wave. You're looking at Tom Mitchell, you're looking at Jager O'Meara, you're looking at those types of players. I would imagine, but I don't know.
Tigers have only come from behind by 16 points or more at three-quarter time to the Hawks once, round 21, 9.98. Ben Dixon played that game. Jason Dunstall out injured. What happened, Dicko? No comment. Now Warple.
Obviously, he couldn't get a kick.
No, steps around. Kazitsky. Good fist in by the Tigers debutant.
Always hurt himself, Kazitsky.
He looks sore on the ground. Ross flows on the ball. Here come the Tigers now. Bombs the ball forward. O'Brien in position A. Bolton does well to affect the spoil. Frost by hand. Mitchell sees Burgoyne on half back. Just a little chipper to Wingard. He progresses it further to Morrison. And 8 disposals in the first term. Started really well. Back to Wingard, being one of Hawthorn's best. Measures the ball in towards the pocket. Lewis gets up high, marks strongly.
You've got to think about this next kick, because
it's got no Kazitsky now. Kazitsky coming off with a shoulder.
50. Oh, it's against. I have to tell you that was against. It's not Boston again, is it?
It was Vossen on the mark. And he looks the most disappointed.
Gee, that's a big, big point in the game.
Again, 50 for the slightest of indiscretions, and Black gets caved in early on. No free kick, but this is point blank range now.
Lewis kicked one in the third term. Just to take the Hawks out back to a 23-point margin. You make it tough for the Tigers. Lewis from point blank range. Trots in. Pops through his second. And the Hawks are out by 23.
So the challenge will be building the scoreboard, Jace, going forward. Let's just have a look closer to the 50-metre penalty. So Boston's already given away one today. There's a bit of movement on the mark. He's called stand there, but no, it's against Pickett. Yeah, Pickett runs through the zone.
He's a fair way away, though, isn't it? He's probably thinking he's wide enough not to get pinged there.
Yeah, just run on that angle through that 5-metre protected zone. So here's Kazitsky now. Looks like he's hurt his right shoulder, maybe an AC joint. I'm not sure he dislocated it, but that's a typical AC injury, yeah.
Might have popped it with that bump.
Yeah, Camden McIntosh makes sure you feel it every time he makes contact.
He's got the off-season to get over it. Hopefully he doesn't require an operation. Hopefully, going forward, though, Kazitsky and Lewis can have that 1-2 punch. Probably similar to Rewald and Lynch that they've been able to establish at the other end. That'll be the hopes of Sam Mitchell going forward.
So Segler, who's back on after hurting his ribs as well, gets it down to Mitchell, who thumps a big torpedo in. But getting back is Grimes to take the mark for the Richmond Football Club. Asprey, possession number 17. Baker at defensive 55. Just chips it up. Pickett comes out, does well, twisting and turning. Around the body he goes, and the kick is an absolute ripper. Opens up the chance there for Thompson Dow.
You just want to see them go a little bit quicker. That's when they've troubled Hawthorn.
So Dow kicks up. Bolton underneath it. Segler comes at him, grabs his arm, free kick to Bolton. So Bolton chances himself against the big ruckman, thumps it to the hot spots. A beautiful kick. Jack Revolt did beautifully there, did everything bar hold it in the end. Had them all done. It was magnificent forward craft, but just couldn't drag it in. Out to the outer side, free kick, and Lewis gets the free at half-back flank.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. The Tigers had a 2-on-1, would have rebounded that straight back inside 50.
Lewis off half-back. He's kicked a couple of goals, has Mitch. Not required distance. Hawks messing around with it a touch. They get it to Morrison. Comes out towards Ben Miller in his first game. Have Graham. Goes all the way back to Grimes. Got further options. Pickett elects to use them. Got runners out on the wing. Steam's gone out of this one a touch. Game still to be won. Some heroes to be farewell. Jason Dunstall will be out on the ground speaking to a couple of those men at the end of the game. Don't miss that. And by the Tigers through Ross. Goes over the top of the head. Bit fancy. Warple. Not going to break too many tackles from Graham and Riola, and he's not able to. Just paddles it out towards Phillips. He tries to go underground. Grimes is aware, though. Comes back the other way to Castagna. O'Meara just disposes him with a bit of a push. Phillips winds the ball forward. The Hawks got a couple of numbers. Brockman's kicked a couple. In fact, his kick three came hard out of the ball. Vlostone gets taken away from him still. They come the Hawks a little bit high, and Vlostone this time will be the recipient of the free kick.
So Vlostone, who's just been, as I said earlier in the commentary, one of the greats in this all-conquering Richmond lineup. That's a beautiful kick, and Castagna marks it and goes out wide as Lynch. He looks inside. Handball's back. Castagna. Chance at goal now. No, nice little short kick coming out there from
but Vlostone kick. That was an unbelievable kick.
Not only the kick.
And Bolton squeezes it through, and the Tigers give themselves a chance.
Well, it wasn't only the kick from Nick Vlostone, but he saw it before anyone else. He was waving to a player to get in the corridor because that's where I want to kick it. And then he delivered the kick. They were able to quickly move the ball, and every time they've done that, they found loose players out the back of Hawthorn's defence. It's just a matter of picking the right option going forward.
And Parker did well. The kick could have blazed away, and he found Bolton, who kicked his second goal.
Yeah, played a lot forward today, Bolton, just giving the younger fellas a go in the centre bounce. But the Tigers should be able to re-establish that much forward defence. Jace, you look at Bolter and Broad to come back into the lineup. We know Vlostone's there, Grimes will be there. Rioli's starting to establish himself as a half-backer. Jaden Short's a best and fairest winner off half-back. We know Baker can play there, so it's still a very solid defence on paper.
Just really like to see them throw caution to the wind here, the Tigers, and play on at every opportunity.
Bolton's got a couple, as does Lynch. Brockman's got 3, Lewis 2 for the Hawks. Game still to be won. Here come the Tigers again. Awkward bounce for everybody. Bramble just hacks it out of mid-air. Fist on it by the substitute. That's Newcomb, so Kaczynski's been subbed out.
Well, one thing he's never lacked, Howie, is courage, John Newcomb. He just ran with the flight of the ball into oncoming traffic and got a great fist in there.
So that shoulder/AC joint must have got the best of Kaczynski. Newcomb comes on. Arts is the sub for the Tigers, not required as yet. They've got a bit of a run on here, Richmond, though. They drive it forward. Parker will stay down. There he is, Parker. Clean bowled him, though. Rewalt steps, has more space. Could have had a shot in the end. Parker spins in and out of trouble a couple of times. And the Hawks will escape through Phillips.
Phillips kicks to Warple. Comes out wide, Shields and defensive 50. So a chance there for the Tigers. That was a big chance. Goes begging. Shields just holds it up. Jace thought it was 15.
Well, it's interesting. They've allowed a lot of short kicks today, and every now and then they just pull one out. I mean, I don't mind if you make that very clear early on in a game that you're going to just say play on all those sort of iffy length kicks.
Yeah. So Ross, who started well and is now up to a game-high 23 disposals for the Tigers, kicks to the hot spot, off the hands of the pack. Frostables had just hooked it out. Big moment here for the Tigers. They've got a 2-on-1. It falls the way of Rioli. Rioli wanting the 1-2. Runs past, doesn't get it. And another mark on a 2-on-1 situation is McAvoy this time for the Hawks.
Presses the ball forward. Now Mitchell. Smothering attempt, and you heard the joy from the Tigers players as Baker threw his hands on the footy. Unfortunately, there is Kazitsky.
Well, they haven't dropped off their energy levels, Richmond, certainly this quarter. Good work there by Baker to get across and smother. Mitchell's had a big day, 34.
Nash, Burgoyne with a 1-2. Nash nearly run down from behind. It affected the kick. Grimes takes front position. Gets the free kick for high against Mitch Lewis.
It's just a good one-on-one win, isn't it, Dylan Grimes? He fought for front spot, he got it, and then it was either going to be a mark or free kick.
So 11 minutes in this season left for both these sides. The Tigers now starting to move the ball the way that Jason Dunstall called for it. Stack dropped it, and as a result of that, he's in all sorts of trouble. Dropped an easy mark. Umpire said play on. Castagna having a good fight with Phillips. Phillips keeps on keeping on. Morrison gets it out to Wingard. Wingard into Warple. Warple looks up, wants to go to the centre corridor. Gets it across to Mitchell, who squeezes the kick in, and Hanrahan gets clobbered and will get a free kick. Out wide, there's two Hawks out there. They can take their time and build something nicely here. Probably overdid it in the end. As the ball comes to Bramble, Bramble looks up, has got Lewis in the pocket, that's where he goes. And Grimes does what he's done so often and so effectively throughout the course of this amazing run the Tigers have had over the last 4 years, and thumps it to the boundary line.
Spoke about Mitch Lewis earlier in the game and how does the forward line function. He just needs to use his body a little bit more. He's not very physical at this stage, so a big improvement in his game to get physical and get that separation like he would have with Grimes.
Sorry, Dicko grabs out of the ruck this time. Newcomb, Phillips outside of the boot playing the goalkeeper role is Asprey, and saves another goal for the Richmond Football Club.
Got to stop saving goals and get the disposals up.
Well,
he's up to 17 disposals.
He's just got to play. Oh, he's got to play on. He's a kick out.
He's got 6 more to get to break his all-time record.
Oh, there was 2 in the offing there, wasn't there? Could have got the give and go. And anyway, we'll keep an eye on it. Famous last games, of course, for the Richmond Football Club. 30 years ago, David Cloke kicked 8 and got the 3 votes in the Brownlow. Big Clokey, you'll be watching tonight. This afternoon, what a champion. 8 goals in your last game. Well done, David Cloke. So the Tigers, as this era closes for them.
Will he be a record, I reckon?
Yeah.
8 in your last game.
No, Fred Fanning kicked 20. He kicked 18, rather. He kicked 18, the record.
In his last game?
It was his last game. Kicked 18 goals, won, and got offered 3 times as much money to go into the country and play. Which he did, the great Fred Fanning.
Tigers trying to build something. We need to kick 3 at least. Hardwick been tough all day. Frost takes a bit of a run. Kicks the outer side to O'Brien. Defensive side of the wing. Down to Nash. Opportunities now for the Hawks.
Oh, if he had have played on, he had Brockman in the goal square on his own.
Goes back and across to Wingard, who's just taking a bit of time out of it. So everyone will flood back now.
By the way, Brenny, he was 25 years of age when he kicked those 18 in his last game.
His prime. It wouldn't happen these days.
Phillips has the ball. The man beside you, Brownie, famously ended up with 17.
Did so. Yeah. What'd you do? Did you choke in the end, did you?
I was knackered in the end.
So Phillips to put a real nail in the Richmond coffin. Well, he kicked a couple today as Tommy Phillips. Swings out to the right. Not sure he's got the legs. It'll land in the square. Coleman Jones punches through from behind. What'd you kick 17-5?
When did you kick the 17th, Jace? What stage of the last quarter?
Oh, I'm not sure, mate. Not sure. I don't know. 5 minutes to go, maybe 3 minutes to go.
Jason can't remember when he kicked his 17th goal. Howie can remember what he did in his 3rd game in under-11s, can't you, Howie?
Correct.
Well, I tell you what, Chad Wingard has finished off his season really well for the Hawks. The last couple of weeks have been really, really good.
Been one of their best today. 6 clearances to go with his 26 possessions, coming in for his second goal.
And this to send Alistair Clarkson off, you'd think, in the finest of ways possible. And he comes in and he loves it. Didn't need the goal umpire. Could hear Chad Wingard give himself a roar of approval. And he kicks the goal. And the Hawks are back out to a lead now of 25 points.
Still not riding the Tigers off with 7 minutes on the clock. If they're prepared to go quick, if they're prepared to go really quick. Oh, he's had enough. He said, don't worry about it.
I'm glad you're not writing them off because the coach has.
He's logged off.
Yeah. Well, I reckon if they've still shown that they can score quickly when they take the game on, they just haven't done it enough.
More smiles on the Hawthorn bench at the moment.
Yeah, he's had a good finish. What's the balance of that midfield next year, Jace? Mitchell, Wingard. Always talk about Mitchell potentially going elsewhere during the off-season. But he's had a strong finish to the year as well.
The difficulty is, how do you get good players in? I mean, they've got to get some good youngsters from the draft. There's no doubt about that.
Sean Burgoyne still patrolling centre-half back at the moment. Game 407. Segler. O'Meara. Hits O'Brien on a strong lead.
So he's gone forward, O'Brien, with Kaczynski out.
Kicks out into the sunshine to a lead from Hanrahan. So a couple of tacklers come.
The sun's creating a little bit of havoc for the players there. That looked to be a really good kick from O'Brien.
A beautiful afternoon for footy. The sun just streaming into that forward pocket of the punt right end at the moment. Is Burgoyne, who is in looking for a snap at goal. O'Meara.
He's trying to sniff one late. Burgoyne would be a great way to finish that career with a goal.
Wouldn't it be something?
Yeah. What's he kicked this year? 1 goal this year.
So 7 minutes to go in season 2021 for these two sides. Here is Burgoyne from 50 metres out. He has a flying shot at the goals.
He's hanging around.
Missed the lot.
Yeah.
He's hanging around.
He had one thing in mind when he got that pill. He was teeing off.
And Asprey gets another possession.
Look at him sliding forward now. He's the man on the mark. Just going to drag himself closer to goal.
Just to 61 games in 20 years.
Got to go quick. Got to go quick, the Tigers.
Racked up 263 wins, Sean Burgoyne. 263 wins.
Not the most, or Tucky?
Tucky with 302.
Jeez.
KB with 260. 302 wins. 7 flags, too.
7.
Yep. What a play.
Burgoyne at full forward now.
Segler, and the Hawks get it down that way. O'Meara.
And Asprey's playing on him, so they're on each other.
Howe to Brockman.
Does he have an awareness?
He'll be looking for the little lead. Yeah. And Asprey's all over it too.
They hand it off low. Piercing ball. What about that for a finish? Arm in the air. Scrimshaw. Then he realised there's no one here. But the teammates are around him. And that's the goal of the afternoon.
I think he can leave the headset off now, Dimmer. That might be the nail in the coffin. Again, they've had a lack of awareness a couple of times. They've allowed that player just to peel around the man on the mark.
Yeah, I think Gloucester was looking at the clock. When he's looking up at the scoreboard, thinking, right, how long to go, and they played on.
The best thing when he got the ball, though, you should have seen Asprey on Burgoyne. He almost put the arms around him and said, you ain't getting this. He said, my sole goal here is to make sure you don't get the little easy leader.
They should do a deal. Asprey, Burgoyne lets Asprey get his 23rd disposal, and Asprey gives Burgoyne a goal. That'd be a nice finish.
And he's enjoying himself too. So he should. His superstar of the game, playing out of the goal square. I think everybody in football, even the Richmond fans, would hope that he can get a goal to finish off in this last 6 minutes of his career. In the meantime, it's Ross, who has had a very, very good day today, kicking it long inside the forward 50. Scrimshaw just did it at the other end. Mops up, Hardwick. O'Brien now into the corridors, turned it over.
Tigers drive the ball forward. Rewalt at the front of the pack, though, is Stack, who's moved forward and athletically marks directly in front.
So Dow's been subbed off and Art's on for the Tigers.
We know he's a talented player, Sydney Stack. We haven't quite seen a blossoming of that talent as yet.
He's gone back in recent weeks, trying to find a spot in the team.
Over the last 6 games, hasn't kicked a goal this season. Sydney Stack, this for his first. No problem at all.
So look at the outs today. Got a lot of outs. Richmond, Bolton, Broad, Cochin, Edwards. Hooley's retiring, and of course Dustin Martin, the 2 ruckmen now, Curtis and Soldo. So virtually the whole midfield's not out there today, on the core of their midfield. 10 players under 50 games.
Presti's the other one, isn't he?
Presti's the other one, sorry. So Lambert also, we missed a couple there. So yeah,
a lot of good players missing.
A couple of good ones to miss, aren't they?
Yeah. So I don't think they're done by a long shot yet, the Tigers.
No, and as we mentioned, Damien Hardwick speaking on Fox Footy before the game, just saying they are really tired. And everyone knows last year in the footy world just how taxing it was. And this year has been the same again. And for the Tigers to have played every game that was available, basically, to get there last year, it takes it out of you. And they've been going it for a long time.
And that's where Brownie said it might do them the world of good not making finals, just having that extended break.
Yep. So get in early, get the pre-season. And reload again the Tigers. Arts, who's been a good player for the side this year, gets in amongst it. And he's just been on the ground. He's had 1 good tackle and 1 good disposal. So Jake Arts right in amongst it. Chol fights for the position against his opponent there, and Jonathan Segler, who has come back on after the bad winding. Graham. Beautiful kick, comes out wide to Pickett. Now the Tigers get going again inside 5 minutes. Pickett decides to kick it long. Bolton goes front and square. In the end, no one went, but Bolton ended up falling into his hands. The kick around the body is a beauty. Just offline, umpire says play on. Stack for his second. Second in a matter of moments, and he's kicked his second. The Tigers still a chance.
He's elusive, Shea Bolton, ground level. He reminds me of Darryl White, an old teammate of mine. Just no one could tackle him. Just their ability to turn laterally, turn on a dime is unbelievable. Just watch him out.
Watch it go. He goes very close to the boundary line, I think. Might be Bramble there, who thinks the ball's out of bounds.
It's curled around in the shape of the boundary, didn't it? Good opportunity, goal by Stack.
So a couple of quick ones just to keep the game alive.
Then we're going to put the headphones back on, Jace.
They're playing better now that he's got them off, Brownie. Leave them off and let the boys play.
Yeah.
It's a good finish. So he's another one that needs another big pre-season and then fight for his spot in the side. It's the great man, Basher Hooley. What he would have given to have been able to get out there and play with his mates one last time.
Former Bomber, then triple premiership player. A massive part of the Richmond Football Club history. Baker pushes his man off it. Can the Tigers snatch another one to make it really interesting? Stack's kicked the last 2.
Oh no, Shawnee Burgoyne. Where is he? He's putting his hand up.
He's up around the pack at the moment, Burgoyne. Grimes spins it out of defence. Scrimshaw. Here's a chance for the Tigers through Pickett. They've got a one-on-one forward. If they can get it to Rewalt, Pickett continues to run, loops a hand pass forward, so they didn't go to Rewalt in the end. It might work out. Art's just on the ground, just pokes at the footy and misses.
See, that makes it interesting if they kick that. They just went to sleep. The Hawthorn structure behind the footy then. That was all too easy.
So 3 goals in 3 minutes and 48 seconds. That's the equation for the Tigers. He's run a long way.
He's run too far.
Yep, free kick going against Bramble.
Now, you rarely see that, Ed, and it's been a bugbear of mine. They allow them to run from the square. He's run 30 metres.
Clarko wants to break one more wall before he finishes. And 50 for a bit of mouth off, is he? Yeah. So here's your goal, Jason. It ends up being a 7-point play, basically. Lynch comes in to get it going, and he's got a goal. And suddenly, it's a 2-goal game with 3 minutes 40 on the clock.
Yes, how many times a year would you see that get paid? Running too far, not often.
Well, it should be, as Jason was saying, it's something they really have to look at in the finals because it's getting out of control. Watson's strolling out to the defensive 40 at times almost.
Maybe that should be a rule, Ed, where you don't have to bounce it if you run out from full-back. They're always trying to get the ball back to the centre of the ground quicker. Here's Bramble there running along there. Count those steps. I reckon there's about 30 steps there, Ed. Clarko not happy. Well, he's not going to put another hole in the wall, is he?
That's it.
Kick the last 3, the Tigers, in the blink of an eye. They need 2 more to square it up. Burgoyne remains deep. Grimes is standing him. Asprey up to 19 disposals. Can the Tigers get another clearance out of the middle to really get going? Coleman Jones nearly loses his strides. Howe picks it up. Shield, desperate attempt to smother. Perfectly done by Sydney Stack, who's had a purple patch. Coleman Jones goes off the knee. Howe puts his head over the footy. It's gone up a notch now, Brownie.
Intensity change, especially from Richmond. Great work by Coleman Jones. What about this smother from Stack? Stepped around Shields. Fantastic effort.
Tigers looking to pinch another one in the next minute or so. O'Meara sends it the other way. There is Burgoyne. Puts some body on it. Puts body on it again. Clever tap to Warple.
Here he goes.
Now Wingard couldn't quite get the hand pass. He tries to tap it forward in the path of Burgoyne again. Short's there. Burgoyne still chases them down. Burgoyne, Asprey. Short. Burgoyne comes another time.
Yeah, he's out of juice.
But the Tigers are up to it through McIntosh.
Can't stand the goal square, Sean.
That's one thing he won't miss doing, Ed. Hopefully you chase blokes around like that. Guy's nearly half his age.
So Asprey's got 20 disposals. His career high was 23. He's already had more marks than he's ever had in a game in his final match, the triple premiership champion of the Richmond Football Club. 2 minutes 30 left for Alistair Clarkson to get yet another win in his celebrated Hawthorn coaching career. And the free kick going the way of the Hawks. So Wingard will wind the clock back, or down rather. And Burgoyne just lurks at forward 50. They're chipping it around. Make sure they get the win. Hardwick. And it'll be all eyes on Sean Burgoyne, I'm sure. So Frost and Scrimshaw play a bit of kick to kick. 1:48 left. So the end of this magnificent run of the Richmond Football Club. 3 premierships and a preliminary final. Congratulations to everyone at the Richmond Football Club. It has been a wonderful era for them. And for Alistair Clarkson with 1 minute 30 on the clock. 390 games, a 59% win ratio, 4 premierships, 5 grand finals. And for Sean Burgoyne, 407 games, 157 with Port, 250th game today for the Hawks. Captain of Australia, 4 premierships.
And potentially in the play right here. Chases down Grimes. Graham comes the other way, gets away from Burgoyne. It's a risky ball right across the face of goal, but Boston is up to the task. Now to Pickett. Called to go. Lopes along. They want it in ball. That's where they go now. Rewalt is tight on the boundary. Marks on his chest.
Well, this will make it interesting.
He gets back immediately. Is it a drop punt? Check side. What's he doing, Brown? He hasn't got long.
He's got to do something. It's called a Chanana, isn't it?
Okay, well, let's see what he does. Jack Rewalt, the man from Tasmania. Can he stop the clock with a goal in it from a tight angle? Rewalt to really take this one to the death. It's a beautiful looking kick. Oh, game on at the MCG. Jack Rewalt, top shelf. 34 seconds on the clock for the Tigers to draw the whole thing up.
You wouldn't believe it, would you? We could have a draw. These 2 great friends who have collectively won 6 of the last 8 premierships, 3 apiece. And wouldn't that be something?
I think it'd be a nice ending, Ed. It'd be fitting, wouldn't it?
Well, Damien Hardwick will have to spend the rest of his life going around for dinner at the Clarkson house and being told that he beat him in the last game otherwise. 1 goal the difference, 34 seconds on the clock.
Dicko was yelling out, Chanana, Chanana. But Jack didn't listen to him. He went back with that. Very rarely in this day and age you see a player kick a drop punt on the boundary, Howie.
So here we go.
Finish.
The last 34 seconds of the coaching career of Alistair Clarkson, the playing career of David Asprey and Sean Burgoyne, and watching on the superstar Basher Hooley, and a goal the difference between these two teams who have dominated this last 8 years of AFL football.
Coaching career for now, Ed.
For now, as a Hawk, as a Hawk. So the umpire's taken 2 seconds off the clock with the bounce. Anyway, away we go again. In dispute. Free kick to Arts.
Here we go.
24 seconds, 22, no time on. Play on as Arts goes long up towards full forward. The Flyers come from everywhere. Revolt from behind, off the hands of the pack. Here we go, Graham got hit. Lynch twisting and turning, he's got the ball. Off the ground, it's a goal! It's a goal! You're not going to believe this! It's a goal! Or Sean Burgoyne has touched it.
It's a goal!
Look at this, it's going to be a
I
draw.
think it's a
If he's
goal.
kicked this, it's a goal.
I think it's a
Umpire
goal.
David Roden says, let's go. Oh, it's a
Oh
goal.
my
It's a
God.
goal. Look at
Review
that.
underway.
Off the pack.
Rewalt.
Jack Revolt has just got his boot on it, didn't touch
There's
Stack.
no
That's all
way.
clear. And
It's a
Sean
goal.
Burgoyne touches
It's
the
a
ball
goal.
and it is over the line. We're going to have a draw. Can you believe it?
It's a goal!
Richmond have kicked the last
Review
5
complete. Looking at
goals.
this angle, we can see the ball was a legal kick and has been touched before after crossing the back of the goal line. Decision on the scoreboard.
Oh, that is unbelievable.
Decision on the scoreboard. Everyone at home can
It's a
hear
draw!
it. Scores are level at the MCG. It's a goal.
It's a
to
goal!
Jack Revolt. Richmond have kicked 5 goals since the 21-minute mark. of this
Scores
time
level,
return.
game over.
And scores are level. 12-11-83 apiece.
Jack's kicked the last 2 goals. 2 very different goals, but 2 unbelievable goals all the same. They've come good since Damien Hardwick put the headphones down about 5 minutes ago. They've kicked 5 goals. Have a look at this for a kick. This is a soccer kick. Seen this in the Euros a few weeks ago.
Sean Burgoyne with one last desperate effort for his footy club. Even the great man couldn't get there.
Well, Howie, call the last 2 seconds of the 21 season for these 2 teams. This is unbelievable.
Extraordinary scenes at the MCG. 5 in a row to Richmond. Nobody knows quite what to think. A wry smile by that man. It'll be the bounce, and it'll be the siren.
Siren!
Extraordinary finish at the MCG.
Scores
It was a
level,
draw
game
finish
over.
this season, a draw in game 407 for that man, Sean Burgoyne. A 4th draw for Alistair Clarkson as the man in charge for the Hawks. And all the heroes go out. Asprey, Burgoyne, Basher Hooley and Alistair Clarkson in a very, very strange end to a very, very strange season. Congratulations to all involved. 12-11-83 apiece. You can't believe what you've seen at the MCG.
We were hoping that Sean Burgoyne might kick a goal, and in the end, it was him trying to save a goal. And he missed by
It's an extraordinary finish. Extraordinary finish, Ed, isn't it? 5 minutes ago, thought they had no chance. Even Damien Hardwick thought they were no chance. They just come through and saved the game.
And can you believe it? These 2 teams have been playing VFL, AFL football against each other since 1925, and we've witnessed their first ever draw.
No.
Their first ever draw.
Well, that's 2021 right there.
Thank you.
Jason Dunstan will be out on the ground soon.
Basher Hooley on the boundary line. And great to see Sean Burgoyne going over and paying respect to the umpires today. And we congratulate the umpiring fraternity. They have had it so hard, flying in and out and putting their lives on hold. And we respect the umpires for everything they've done in these last 2 seasons as much as any of the administrators and the players. So 3 cheers to the umpies, as we used to say in the old days. Well done to the umpires. But today, this has been a great game of football between 2 fantastic sides. Tremendous mutual respect, obviously, between the 2 coaches, Damien Hardwick and Alistair Clarkson, great friends. This man, look at that. What a moment.
Yeah, I do. You can go on an endless camping trip now. Yeah, at least I got. I know, he's special. I've got a fucking end point on mine. Yeah? Yeah. Enjoy, brother. Yeah, I sort of wish you touched him.
Yeah, I timed that kid for being toxic. Yeah, I timed that kid. Yeah.
I'll be trying to swap jumpers with him.
I give Hawthorn Richmond support for saying good game, you know, stuff like that. Awesome job. Credit
Just
to
a
both
wonderful
teams.
insight. I think the jumpers might be going to the pool room for the kids, Brownie. He's changed them a few times.
Fair souvenir, wouldn't it?
It would be, mate.
Was that Jack Revolt that said to him, I wish you'd almost touched it on the line?
I wish you'd almost touched it.
Yeah, it was one of the Richmond players there.
They would be... It's a shame for Hawthorn, but they would be disappointing. But it is a fitting finish, though, isn't it, really, for retirees?
What a game. Well, what a way to go out. When you've seen it all, Alistair Clarkson now sees it again. A draw for the first time between Hawthorn and Richmond. His superstar retiring player almost touching the ball on the line. Jack Revolt kicking the last 2 goals. Won an opportunist, won a absolute magnificent full forwards goal from the boundary line under pressure. And Damien Hardwick, who's had just such a magnificent last 4 years as a coach, comes off and reloads again.
So I'll talk everything about that next week.
Is with his great friend in David Asprey.
Is David Asprey
got them both.
Gonna have an interview?
Ed. Dave, Basher. Obviously a draw. I'm not sure how you guys feel. Obviously, Dave, I'll start with you firstly. Playing your last game, you're on world record pace with 14 disposals. 23 was your best, and we were just praying that you'd get over that. But how does it feel now that you played your last game?
Yeah, I've been super humbled throughout the week. So many people have reached out and have been a big part of my journey, and today was a celebration regardless of the result. Typically in home and away seasons, when you have a draw, it's pretty hollow, but you know, we're sending off 2 of the greats of the game in the Hawthorn Football Club, and I've got enormous respect for their organisation and those people, and I think result aside, it's still a celebration either way.
Basher, unfortunately couldn't play today in your last game, but been a great servant of the footy club. And tell us your emotions now. Obviously, it's the curtains have dropped.
Yeah, I mean, the draw probably, I don't know if it helped or didn't help, but yeah, obviously, I was hoping this guy would run off the back of the square, I don't know, somehow get a free kick the winning goal for us. But yeah, obviously, it's still, yeah, pretty raw, and I'm not sure. I'm happy. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's very, very mixed emotions at the moment.
After the interview,
look, it's just great to be here to,
what's going to happen next week.
I guess, celebrate what has been the journey with this great man here, being able to achieve so much, and I'm sure our friendship and relationship will go on for far, far greater than you know, the 12 years or 11 years that we spent together.
Well, Dave,
because he's going to turn off the internet.
Return serve on that one. He takes us inside the walls, and playing with a guy like Basher Hooley. And if it wasn't for Dusty Mutton, he'd have 2 Norm Smith medals. So tell us about Basher as a player and as a person.
As a player, the footy community, they understand how important he's been for us for a very, very long time. But the AFL community and wider community, he's just been an icon. He's someone that I've really looked up to. Sorry. And I really love him. So it's been a hell of a ride with him. And yeah, the footy world sort of lost a great person, but yeah, our friendship will live on, so I'm really excited by that.
Speaks volumes, and congratulations to you 2 guys. Outstanding careers, and good luck with the future.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Brilliant interview. If that doesn't give you a lift at home, nothing will. Basher Hooley and his emotional teammate David Asprey signing off 6 premierships between them, and they finish at the MCG in a strange old year with a strange old result. A draw. Jason Dunstall, bizarre scenes in some ways.
It certainly was, and we've got a couple of the key players down here. I'll start with you, Shawnee. Mate, the script said you needed to touch that one in your last game to save it.
I know. I got there like a couple centimetres too short. But yeah, I apologise to the boys. I thought I should have got it. But
you got nothing to apologise for, mate. It's been an amazing contribution. 407 games. It comes to an end. So what are the emotions running through you right now?
Yeah, I got a little emotional out there. straight away because it hit me for a second. I was saying goodbye to some guys, you know, and the next phase starts as from right now of my life. So, yeah, a little bit of emotions running through me at the moment.
And you've had this bloke alongside you for a large part of the journey.
Yeah, he's been there for a long period of my career, and you know the faith and support he gave me especially when I came across here on crutches, it enabled me to play footy and not worry about the external stuff. And when you got the coach backing you, you know, on the field and off it, it just does wonders for you. And you know, he's done a lot of that. Spent a lot of time not only with myself but all his players.
And Clark, at the enormity of the week, I mean, it's been a big build-up over the last few weeks. How have you handled that, and how does it rest with you now?
Yeah, well, it's been pretty quiet, Bung, to be fair, because we've been in lockdown, so really we just went away about our routine. We just fell asleep in the last 5 minutes of the game, which is a bit of an anti-climax to the finish of the game. But listen, I've had a great journey at this footy club, and it comes to an end for all of us at some point in time, and we pass the baton, both of us, Shawnee to another player, and probably give the number 9 to someone, and I pass the baton to Mitch. So, yeah, hopefully a new chapter for the Hawthorn Footy Club will be written from this point.
Tell me a little bit about this bloke, because when he did come over, I do recall we thought maybe a couple of good years left in the knees, and it's 250 games later.
Yeah, well, it's a special effort to play 100 games of AFL footy, let alone 400. So, yeah, we did say when Sean had decided that he wanted to come on an adventure to play his footy in Melbourne and at the MCG, that this needed to be a 3-year journey at the very, very least. If it was only going to be 1 or 2 years, then he may as well stay at Port. And so that was the goal. We knew we had to rebuild him a bit because his knee was causing him some concern, and we needed to strengthen his lower part of his body. And to his credit, he needed to discipline himself to change the way that he trained and play and prepare for games. And he did that. And now, sort of further than 10 years later, he's still playing. It's been an extraordinary effort.
And Shawnee, such a great involvement in football for so many years. Will you stay in football?
Yeah, I'll stay in footy in some capacity. Just working through that right now. So, but I'll take a couple of weeks off just to reflect in lockdown like everyone else, and then we'll make a decision. It
has been an end of an era, but certainly not the end for you. What's the next chapter, Clarko?
Well, I'm going to have a spell. no one believes me when I say that, but I'm going to have a spell. It's been a long journey for me. We've been invested for a long period of time, and just sit back and. But the hard part is some of the things that I would like to do next year might be a little bit difficult, like travelling overseas and doing some study and some work placement stuff. But we'll just see how that all unfolds. And yeah, looking forward to just a couple of drinks with the boys, and you know, acknowledge Dimon, a great mate, and yeah, just move on to life, mate.
There's a guard of honour waiting. I better let you go. Amazing contributions from both of you. Thank you so much. We've enjoyed watching it, and certainly etched in the history of the Hawthorn Football Club. Well done, guys.
Good on you, Bung. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Wonderful moments there with Jason Dunstall, one of the...
All right, guys. What a game. A very good game that was played. Hawthorn and Richmond. A huge recap. Basically, Richmond and Hawthorn draw. The scores were level, and it was game over. So it's going to be very sad, guys, to not see David Asprey again. He might come back in the near future, but again, he has retired. But he might come back. We'll see. Maybe about a couple of years or so. But man, that's completely unfortunate. And also Bachar Hooley, he's also going to be retired. Alistair Clarkson also is going to be retired from the Hawthorn Football Club. And if you guys saw the interview with Bachar Hooley and David Asprey, David was a bit emotional there. And he was very, very emotional in his speech towards his Richmond football players, one of his best mates. So it's going to be very sad for not seeing him next year. But basically, we're going to move on now to next stream, which is going to be Weather Today. I have scheduled a stream Geelong versus Hawthorn. I will be live at 7:15 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. I will provide you the link if you want to go and hit set reminder, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, would be appreciated. And we had a lot of viewers to stream. I want to say thank you guys for the support. But man, that was a very huge match, a tie, and I want to say it's going to be very sad to see Batchelor and David Asprey not seeing them with the Richmond Football Club because they both retired, and wish them all the best. And also for Hawthorn coach Alistair Clarkson, who is also going to be retired from the Hawthorn Football Club. And we can't wait to see what unfolds next year with Richmond. They will not be in the finals. And yeah, it's going to be a very huge journey next year. Can't wait to see what our next two players will be for Richmond next year. I might bring young players, might pick players from the draft. I don't know. But man, that's going to be it for the stream. I'll see you all guys in about a couple hours or so. Hit set reminder, drop a like, subscribe, and yeah guys, until then, you guys have an awesome day. I'll see you all guys later. Until then, take care, talk soon, and goodbye. Oh yeah, I was gonna read that comment. I'll try to watch the next stream. Alright, thank you, Ali. Alright, till then everyone, take care, talk soon, and goodbye.